is not a joke. That is a natural fact.
We're here. I couldn't find Rodney this morning. Is he on the list here? Let me see.
He is. He's up there.
Comics are awesome.
That they are.
Here he is. What a crowd indeed.
What a crowd.
Come on in, folks. Come on in. We see you out there. Everybody, the chat's wide open. I ran a little bit of the chat earlier. Everybody's saying, hey, yeah, hi, yeah. Morning, nerds. Red Shift in the house. Comic book black belt. Nerd Bacon is my safe space. Absolutely. Time for a t-shirt.
Amen to
CB
that.
Black belt. Hiya. G'day. Red Shift. Hail to my favorite nerds. RJ, thank you. Glad to be here, RJ. Hey. Yeah, morning. Phantasmagorical. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. I am your fill-in host this morning. I didn't even put up my sheet, so you're going to have to look at the crap back behind me here. Sorry about that. So it's a mess. It's a genuine mess.
A look into the inner sanctum.
You know, I kind of like it better this way without the sheet in the background.
It's more crap to look at.
Yeah.
You can always see it.
It's all sorts of crap back there. Look at that. Long boxes, a table full of crap, a light on. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, folks.
It looks like where Randy would hang out.
Oh, there's books back behind there. There's a whole row of books that go all the way back to the wall. There are bookcases back behind here that have one side of the bookcase is all my essentials. The other side's all my showcases. There's books over here that I have in the cellar.
Call that the comics cave.
There's the comics cave right there through the door. Yeah.
My goodness.
Anyway, my work table here, all of my systems are right there. My little vinyl cutter sitting over there. This old system right here, this one right here, still runs on Windows 98. It runs very well. Thank you very much. Does not touch the internet. Does not touch the internet.
Of course not.
No. It's bacon time, folks. And Luke's here with us. Whiskey's here with us. We don't know where Pedro is.
Oh, Pedro will be here eventually, I'm sure.
I'm sure he's overthrowing his government as we speak.
Probably.
That'd be actually kind of hilarious if Pedro became like the dictator of like wherever he is.
Would that surprise you, though?
I mean, yeah, kind of. It doesn't seem like the guy, but it would be hilarious. Be like, yeah, I'm the new dictator.
Sure, Martha Stewart would be guaranteed a cabinet post. There in his new regime.
Everybody gets a comic, like by law, like the government comic.
Joe in the house. Yep, everybody gets comics. John Celestri's in the house. I'm running Nerd Bacon in the background as I work. Well, good luck, friend. Hope you're doing well. Joe, let's cook. We were sizzling earlier. I remember when Windows 95 came out with a new start button. Yeah. We are that
classic.
Old. Yep. Hail John. Hail Orc Master. Hail everybody. Hope you're all doing well. We're here to talk comics. Talk whatever is of interest in the Bacon Nation. So, Luke, are you there with us? No. All right.
You remember speaking about old systems, you remember the Commodore 64?
Yes.
I used to really enjoy those text adventure games. Like they used to have I think it was like, they had like Ravenloft on there, if I'm not mistaken.
Donner Pass, Oregon Trail.
Oh, yeah.
You've died. Yeah. I remember when the net first started, there were a couple of phenomenal hoax sites up there of people telling about their adventures that were all just fiction, just crazy stuff, aliens and just everything everything you can imagine.
Yeah, it was
Hail Hojo. Hail, hey, what's up?
I definitely wasn't around for the early days of the internet, but I got in like in the I started to get into school when they're
CompuServe.
What the heck was it called?
I was on the comic boards in CompuServe. That's how old I am.
Wow.
Had the old dial-up, the buzzing modem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we thought it was high tech back then. Yeah.
Nowadays, it's you got everything under the sun. It just
It's
keeps,
turn on your computer. You're on the net, pretty much.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Or before, you had to turn the modem on and connect and listen and wait until it hooked up, and then prayed you had a good connection or a good node. And yeah, all that. I turned my friend onto the Comics by Night. Randy, he loves it. Thank you so much. He never took my advice that Watchmen was better than he thought. Thanks for the vindication. You're very welcome, Hojo. Yep, a lot better than anybody. And it's amazing. You can still go through Watchmen and pick up new stuff. You see little bits and hints. But get the annotated Watchmen, which is what we went through on Comics by Night. Ran 12 episodes, one for every issue, because you get to see that stuff in black and white, and it looks completely different from the color version.
It was a trip for sure.
Glenn says CompuServe. I remember the Abacus being released. There we are. That's because Glenn is eternal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He was there from the start.
He's probably in China at the time. Yeah. He probably told him to change. He said, "Don't use those cubes. Use beads. It's easier." CompuServe. I remember the Abacus. Yeah. I just read that. Now your phone has 1,000 times the computing power and doubles as a wiretap. Absolutely.
It's
government
insane.
in action. Yep.
They used to they went to the moon on what basically a calculator.
And then they swear they lost all the technology, so they couldn't get back there again. Okay. We believe that. Smart.
What a wonderful world.
Not just that, but there were times we were talking to the Russians, and the Russians were sending people up into space, and we were talking to them about all of the calculations and computers and stuff that we use, and the Russians just pull out a pencil. That's what we use. We use a pencil.
Wasn't it like it was about the allegedly about like a pen, right? Like they created.
They were trying to make a pen to work in space.
I've heard that's a myth. I've heard that's a myth because
urban legend.
The micro dust that the pencil creates could cause problems in that kind of
in the air purification system.
Something like that, yeah.
Totally believable.
It's possible. So the pen may have actually been needed, but you don't even need a pen now. You have digital screens and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Just use your finger.
Yeah. 12-inch monitors.
12-inch monitor. Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Agent Zero. Hope you're doing well. Justin, good to see you.
So what we got?
What's up? What should we talk about, Luke? Anything in particular? Luke's still gone. Okay. It's all right.
We have any news articles prepared?
I have a couple of them lined up, but I was looking for the one that they're covering currently in the media, the comic pundit sites now on YouTube about how DC has tripled their sales since James Gunn announced their slate. It's like there's two factors that add into that. One, they're taking it out of context from a Jim Lee interview, which is very interesting because he said some of our books jumped by triple digits, which means 100%. It's 100% triple digits. That's just double. And that's believable because of the speculation market out there. And that's the second reason. Retailers all go, oh, there's going to be a Supergirl movie off of this horrible Tom King thing. Well, I guess we better order some of that and get it in. So that's why the sales have gone up, is everybody's trying to. All these retailers are so barely surviving by the skin of their teeth that they're looking for any grasp that they can. So when James Gunn suddenly announced a huge slate of movies, anything that they think is going to go up in value suddenly got ordered. So, or reordered or checked in back stock with Diamond and all of that. And, oh, great joy. And anyway,
mostly an exaggeration, obviously.
Oh yeah, well, very typical for any of the media, especially the comic media anymore. If it looks good,
What a story, Mark.
if it looks great, they're going to over exaggerate it. If it looks bad, they're going to under exaggerate it and tone it down. And of course, if it's really great, like the indie market right now, and the people making success and the crowdfunding campaigns that aren't of the right alignment, they'll just get ignored completely. So, Eric July is making millions of dollars, and nobody wants to admit it. There you are, in the comic media, at least.
Speaking
Heaven
of
forbid, they should all run away. Ronan says Rogue American Dream, Dave Tomasi's first graphic novel launched last night. Looks really good. Well, that's good.
I'll check that out, I think.
Good to know.
Speaking about Eric July, they had, what was it? The Comic-Con, they had a gentleman on Twitter that was, trying to get people to punch him in the face.
Yeah, well, Twitter's not real life.
True.
So it's the bastion of hate, and just the only thing it's good for is marketing, and even that's questionable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, inciting violence from the bleachers, doesn't get him into any trouble. But if somebody physically were to have assaulted Eric July, they would have gotten in trouble themselves. Well, this guy told me to. He would have never gotten into any trouble.
Yeah.
So he was safe. So I just go out there and hit him. Yeah. Just crazy. Everybody's jealous, though. A lot of these guys are having a hard time. They're doing crowdfunding campaigns for sandwiches. They just can't seem to get by on the small dribblings that the large corporations pay them to let them play in their playground and mess around with their IPs, or mess up their IPs, if you ask me. But that's a whole nother story. Yeah, comics all my characters died in Heroes Reborn and Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they've all just been replaced by soulless zombies. you go back to the older stuff and you
skin
see
suits.
Yeah, skin suits. And they're just now starting to think about, maybe we should have some differing political opinions in these comics. Maybe they'll appeal to it's too late. They're done. To a wider audience. It's like Disney doing Marvel movies. They're done. You might as well stop. It's now or either that, or you're going to have to cut the budget way back and double your writing staff and actually put some competent people in there to write some scripts, or you're never going to see any returns.
Oh, could you imagine if they did that? That'd be great, wouldn't it? A competent staff.
How hot would it be if they've got these streaming services, if they were to start doing serials again, like they used to do in the old theater? Not horribly looking, cheap budgeted black and white things, but I mean with a decent budget where you're running from cliffhanger to cliffhanger and it's all action oriented. With a little bit of, they go back to the original comic writing formula, which was all for superheroes, which is all superhero action with a little bit of soap opera, just enough to spice in there to show that these guys are human. The characters are human. They could take any character and do something with that and do a 8 to 10 chapter serial that you can stream later that you run live. So right now, there's nothing out there on those streaming services that I can't wait to watch, except for one show. There's one show out there I watch every week whenever it comes out, and that's because it amazes me every time they run an episode, because I'm always expecting a lot less than what it turns out to be, and that's Strange New Worlds on Paramount Plus, the Star Trek show. It's been really surprisingly good. So yeah, you still have your how you if you want to call it wokeness, you still have wokeness in there in bits, but that's always been Star Trek anyway. But it takes a good writer to be able to make it entertaining. And this season has been nothing but a surprise to me. Last season was great. I mean, it was watchable, brain check type material. Just sit there and enjoy it. This season has been just one step after the next. It's just that it's nice to see some of these production companies actually learning, It's like watching Arrow on CW, where they're first stumbling over themselves, and Green Arrow's running around killing people, and you've failed this city type of stuff, and then have him realize, oh hey, if I'm supposed to be a hero, maybe I shouldn't kill anybody. You know, you're seeing that with Strange New Worlds. They're stumbling along, but they're getting better every episode they're doing. They just got done crossing over with Lower Decks, which I'd always dismissed as just nasty. You know,
Yeah,
it
it
never
wasn't-
appealed to me. Never looked good.
It always looked bad to me. I've never even bothered to watch an episode.
But they did a crossover with Strange New Worlds, and it was actually good. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good.
Did you hear about the musical they're doing? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, and you start out thinking, oh no, please don't do that.
But
You know,
it makes sense though, because like
Made
the
sense
same-
in the 90s.
Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense. Like if you think about the people behind it, right? Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer did their own like musical run. And
Yeah.
stuff. And the same with the Star Trek thing and some other stuff where they had the Borg Queen become a good guy. She went to like a party or something, right? Like they're just like it's kind of like they keep these actors on like almost like retainer, like a lawyer or something. They can just put them in the show, you know, because they want them in the show because they're friends with the actress or you know, and it's just they're phoning it in, but it makes sense from that perspective. It doesn't make sense from the viewers' perspectives. They're like, what the hell is this? It looks like a hot pile of crap.
Yeah. Well, if they catch some sort of alien virus that makes them sing, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
I think it's like some kind of temporal nonsense, space magic. This looks like it from the video.
They all get drunk on Andorian ale and start carrying on. That might be.
Now, are you sure that you?
We lost
cereal.
Luke.
Luke dropped out again.
Hey, are you sure?
Competent
That you're-
staff. That'll never happen. Makes too much sense. Yeah. Say what?
Are you sure you don't want to watch that
And
Barbie
then
movie?
he's got the AC, which I would take that AC.
Luke, we
off.
can hear your conversation. Should I mute you? Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Luke's currently laid up in the hospital. He's getting released today, thank goodness. So he just went up there. He caught some con crud when he was at Gem City in Dayton, Ohio. So thanks, Gem City, for that bit of wonderfulness. I hope everybody else that attended that show is good and they watch their health.
Yeah, stay safe out there, folks.
Because you know, if there's a bug spreading around, you don't want to spread it. Sounds like bullocks to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, you get all of this garbage in the media anymore. The stuff you can't. Very few of these sites you can follow. Bounding into Comics has got some stuff, and even they've got a political slant to it. And with Bleeding Fool, which is a good one.
Yeah, Bleeding Fool's not bad as far as a publication goes. They seem to be on point for a lot of stuff.
Gray Wolf says, what happened to Luke? Luke's currently laid up for a minute, getting his immune system back up to par because he caught some con crud when he was over at Gem City. Lone Wolf, glad you're here, though.
I like to see that there. Lots
My
of prayers
sketchbook
for him.
says, shit. Oh, we're safe. We're supposed to try to be safe for work here. Hope he's okay. Prayers for Luke. Absolutely. He's doing better. He's getting out today. So, hail, Eric Hawkins, and my sketchbook. Justin in the house, keeping an eye on things. Glad you're here. Glad everybody's here. Anyway, news.
Yeah, let's get to the articles.
The only article I've really got saved up outside of a Sherlock Holmes comic that Bill Sinkovich and Walt Simonson seem to be working on. Let's see here. I got a ICV2. ICV2 released their numbers again, and everybody's still almost at the same place as they were before. So there's not much there, I didn't think. Let me find it here. Share the screen. This is probably non-news, but it was something I wasn't aware of.
Well, if you're unaware of it, then I'm probably doubly unaware of it.
Let's look at this. It has to do with distribution.
Xenoscope.
Xenoscope. to move to Diamond's deluxe tier in August. Yeah. Direct distributor Diamond kind of trailing back behind things a little bit, thanks to Random House and Luna. They've taken all their major accounts. So what Diamond has apparently done, well, let me read the article first, and you'll see it here. Zenoscope Entertainment will join Diamond Comic Distributors deluxe tier of publishers in August. Alongside current deluxe tier publishers, Ablaze Publishing, which really is a good publisher, by the way. Aftershock Comics, Frank Miller presents, again, top-notch material, Opus Comics, Massive Publishing, and Titan Comics. Never a bad, well, I've never really seen a bad book from Titan Comics or Titan Publishing. They've always done incredibly good products.
What did
Deluxe,
Titan?
Go ahead.
What did Titan do? I'm just off. Can't place it.
Titan started out doing a bunch of reprint collections that were just phenomenal. Trade paperback collections of a lot of the 2000 AD material, some of the English strips. Then they did Garth and a few other strips, but mostly 2000 AD. And then they started doing original stuff. And all of that stuff, anything you see with a Titan label on it's got a level of quality to it that has always been good as far as I'm concerned. Deluxe tier publishers get more prominent placement in the previews catalog and on the Preview World's website. Deluxe is a tier below the premier publishers, which once included Marvel, DC, Image, and IDW, but has dwindled as those four moved their direct market distribution to other distributors. Currently, there are only two premier publishers, Dynamite Entertainment and Boom Studios. Okay. And I think that's it. But what surprised me is that they have, when I stopped dealing with Diamond, they basically, everything was segregated then. We had all of the independent, they had their exclusives, of which there were 5 major companies. Then no mention of Dark Horse in this, by the way, but I think Dark Horse has moved on too, but I think they were in the high level with that too. But you can't trust that. This is ICV2, and sometimes the reporting gets a little shaky depending upon what they want to promote, just like every other media site. But the thing that surprised me is that Diamond has now made a new bus for everybody to be in the back of. And they've shoved that green section down even farther. They've tried to push those independent and alternative guys down again in order to promote these secondary companies to try to get them to stay with Diamond. And they probably signed some sort of exclusive agreement in order to be made deluxe tier publishers. So now there's another section between the exclusive section and the green section.
It just sounds like something made up.
Yeah.
Like they made a special club to try to keep these people they didn't care about.
Mm-hmm.
Because they certainly don't want all of the publishers that have been killing it over on crowdfunding to now dominate them too.
No.
And everyone, I apologize for my voice.
No, you're fine.
I talked all weekend and I've talked all week. My voice is shot. So it happens.
RJ's got to run. Catch you later. We're always archived over on the Luke Stone Studios channel there. Hi, Pedro's in the house. Pedro, why aren't you here?
Why aren't you on the panel?
Why aren't you on the panel?
He's running errands. I saw in the chat.
Is he? Oh, he's running errands. Oh yeah, here we are.
How dare you?
Joining you today, running some errands. Yeah.
How dare you have a life, Pedro?
Exactly.
What the hell?
He's in process of revolution there. So
yep.
There has to be some way to get Martha Stewart down there.
Yep.
That's what he's saying.
Dictator Pedro.
Yep, Dictator Pedro. Ristolian Dave in the house. All right, me Babbers. Genuine Comics. Dave's in the house. Dave, thanks for being here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dave. Hope you're doing all right.
Was it me or is the chat a little bit busier than usual?
They're always a little busy here.
I mean, it's fairly.
When I do Comics by Night or Sunday morning for comics or for Sunday Funnies, nobody's up. Very few people are up that early. So
it's like 5 a.m. for the
5 a.m. Eastern. Yeah.
They like it here.
They like it here too. Yeah, that too.
But even for, it's good to see people in the chat though. And I'm glad that you're all here.
It really is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up, guys.
even though Luke can't do all the talking today.
Not today.
Pedro says, "Oh, I wish I was a dictator. I would set things straight." Yeah, I hear that.
The
all
comics
feel
for
the same way.
everybody. Government
no.
comic.
Yep. Comic government. There we are.
You
The
get,
title of this episode is Artist Alley Troubles Ship Happens and Artist Alley Troubles. I think we can all say take a relative deep breath of thanks that UPS actually settled, that Teamsters actually settled their strike with the UPS. So shipping will continue to happen because the majority of these comics, especially on our crowdfunding comics, if they're not moving by U.S. Postal Service, they're probably moving by UPS. So,
which is good for the comic people.
I know I think pretty sure all the comic distributors move by UPS as well. So,
Prices are certain to go up.
well, they've got to recoup the air conditioning cost somewhere.
Yeah.
Higher wages for all our employees and air conditioning in all of the trucks. Who knew that's all it would take to make them happy?
Oh, that'd be brutal. Can you imagine
It is brutal.
without air conditioning?
Yeah. But there used to be a time when the UPS driver was paid incredibly, incredibly well compared to everybody else.
Mm.
And this was, maybe 20, 30 years ago. Because I used to know a UPS driver back then who would make daily deliveries at the shop that I worked at. And he was making bank compared to everybody else. I mean, really good money.
Yeah.
But that's kind of stagnated. They ended up getting electronic tote boards. That was a GPS tracking system too, so that they could climb up. They were climbing up these drivers' butts all the time, depending upon their supervisor that they had. If they were stagnant in too long of a time, they'd give them a call, give them a nudge. What's going on? You haven't moved. Is there a problem?
Mhm.
That kind of thing. Where they were watched over like Big Brother. Kind of like us with our cell phones today.
Yeah.
Where you can follow us wherever we go.
That's and it's like can be a relatively dangerous job doing delivery as well, right? Like
That too, yeah.
you're definitely. So I mean, it makes sense to pay these guys well because you're dropping stuff off to God's knows wherever,
And some of the neighborhoods are a little bit more dangerous than others, and there are a lot of people out there who don't chain up their dogs.
Exactly.
Have crazy attack cats or wild otters that will come out and bite, nip at ankles or whatever. Or where you're from, probably beavers,
Lots of beavers. Yeah.
feral beavers and trash pandas.
Yeah. Feral beavers and trash pandas. They're just
Possums. Yeah.
they're after your maple syrup. It's bad news.
I did discover the Red Green TV channel on YouTube though.
Yeah.
Almost every episode of Red Green is up there.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're able to clip in that one.
Not yet. I'm still watching. I'll find the
still
perfect one yet. Yeah. I do like the end of when he's doing the man talk, when he's winding up the fly, he says, "Good luck. We're all pulling for you."
Yeah, that's such a
That's a great line.
it's a fantastic show. Like as far as Canadian content goes, it is
Pure
it's
Canadian
up there.
too.
Yeah, it's pure Canadian, and there was nothing bad about it. I mean, I
No.
like growing up watching the show, and it it was good content. But like compared to the stuff they're putting out now, it's
Totally offensive.
yeah, and
Totally offensive. Except when they pick on men, that's still allowed.
still,
They'll still let them do the man's prayer at the end of the lodge meeting and all that. Yeah. Red
You've
Green.
never
folks.
seen
Look it up. It's good stuff.
never seen it before. If you've never seen it before, it's good Canadian content. And given the fact that there's a lot of stupid politics coming out of Canada now with like, forced what they want you to see instead of, allowing creativity.
It's a lot less forest up there now.
Yeah.
We smell it every day here.
Just lighting fires,
Yeah.
just giving the Americans a hard time.
That's what it is too. The Trudeau owes us respirations. It's finishing up page 9 now, or so should have page 10 finished by Saturday. Good for you.
That's
Grey Wolf,
awesome.
keep at it. Working and working. Well, before that, he said I should have the first 10 pages of the Vampire Squad, Renfield Book 2. There you are.
Randy, I'm popping some articles
You're popping some articles?
in the
Pop
Nick
'em.
Bacon green room.
Where is that?
That's on Twitter.
Messenger.
Messenger. Oh, okay, gotcha. That means I have to go over to Facebook,
Yeah, just
There you go.
which means I have to jump servers here in order to
yeah, I
look at it.
can get into streaming
Yeah.
from my iPad.
Yeah, exactly.
do.
Just a moment, folks. Let's go see.
We're gonna see some articles.
Gonna pull up some articles. Found some news I want to talk about.
Let's get on Chrome here and jump over. Have to wade past my... No,
So-
never mind.
It is well known now that Diamond is not sharing the numbers for any of the floppies. Anything that's going through the comic book stores. And there's a lot of speculation about that. On why
Well,
they're
yeah.
doing it.
Well,
And
that's...
most people.
You know why they're not doing it. They got to hide the numbers now. They can't be...
Yes.
You know.
Well-
They can't allow everybody to know that. It'd be shameful.
So at the convention, across the board, everyone I talk to hates Disney. They hate what they're doing to the publishing wing.
Of course.
Same way with Warner Bros., but Disney is by far getting more hate than any of them. So it's pretty bad. People are noticing that not only is the insane number of variant covers that are coming out, but everyone is sick of diversity hires.
Mhm.
It's like, it was okay at first, I guess. But I mean, I'm talking, pardon me, I'm talking even people that are, like, I had a fantastic conversation with someone who's in the queer community and how they're just offended by the diversity hires rather than hired by merit.
Well,
Because
a
they-
lot of these corporations, too, are finding out how much money and hassle they save by cutting out their DEI divisions that they just started like 5 years ago. Hey, if we lose these guys, not only do we save money, we save hassle. Look at this. Boom. HR has half of the workload now. Done.
Yep. Must also decrease the innocuous lawsuits and nonsense
Exactly.
that goes through.
Yep.
But like, you know, with those communities and stuff, and they're not represented truthfully at all by these people, right? It's like it's
No.
a farce for sure. Some sort of like I don't know how would you say it? Like it to them, it's like almost kind of like Disney picking up Marvel. Like, you know, it's sort of like analog in that way.
And that started out real good until they decided they didn't have to have writers on there who knew the IP.
Yeah.
Have you read any comics? No, you're hired.
That's the typical complaint. Is that these people don't know comics. They don't
That's
love
the problem.
comics.
Yeah.
They haven't read them.
Either that or they have a very bad idea of what makes up a comic, which is really insulting. You know, because there's still a bam, pop, pow mentality out there.
Yeah.
You know,
And
which
then
sometimes
self-inserts.
can be funny, but a lot of times, you know, Adam West Batman is not the is not the current state of comics. Though
Yeah.
some reporters still think that it is.
Get that clip.
I got him. I
Popping
got him.
all kinds of articles in there.
I've
Top
seen
three.
2 already. I was going to bring up the one that we were talking about already.
Go
No,
ahead.
I was referring to
Oh.
the Superman clip.
Which
The one with the
Superman
news
clip?
reporter is like my favorite Marvel hero, and you know the one.
Oh no, that's on
Right.
my side. I don't think
Oh,
Luke's
okay.
got that here. So
Luke, you need that.
yeah, with the girl that Glenn mistakes for Sigourney Weaver. Not this one.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. The only
How dare you!
At least we have those.
we have those. So Anyway, here we are. U.S. Teamsters agree on a new contract. Preventing threatened strike. UPS and International Brotherhood of Teamsters, representing around 330,000 delivery drivers, has reached agreement on a new 5-year labor contract preventing a strike that has been threatened to begin when the current contract expires at the end of July. Both sides expressed satisfaction with the new agreement, which includes pay increases that keeps UPS drivers the highest paid in the industry, including improved compensation for part-time workers, vehicle air conditioning, and Martin Luther King Day as a holiday for the first time.
Those are
We
all
demand-
positive changes.
Say what?
Vehicle air conditioning.
Yeah,
That's all they want. They just want to be cool. Come on,
cooler.
guys.
And they're already wearing shorts and short sleeves.
It's
So
positive changes.
it is. Actually,
All
it's
fair.
more like humane treatment, especially on these hot summer days,
Bingo.
Oh yeah.
you know?
Bingo. Humane treatment.
So we demanded the best contract in the history of UPS, and we got it. Teamsters General President Sean M. O'Brien said of the agreement, UPS has put $30 billion in new money on the table as a direct result of these negotiations. Guess where that $30 billion is going to come out of? Anyway,
Our
everybody's going to be
pockets.
wondering why they're paying $15 for shipping instead of 10. Together, we reached a win-win-win agreement on the issues that are important to Teamsters leadership, our employees, and to UPS and our customers. UPS CEO Carol Tomei said, "This agreement continues to reward UPS's full and part-time employees with industry-leading pay and benefits while retaining the flexibility we need to stay competitive, serve our customers, and keep our business strong." Okay, members of the Teamsters Union will vote on the new agreement between August 3rd and August 22nd. Yeah, take your time coming in. The UPS Teamsters National Negotiating Committee unanimously endorsed the new contract. Yes, sir.
And then they all get replaced by drones.
Automation.
Yay, drones.
Deliver in your packages.
Let's hear it for drones.
Drones are seriously, that Amazon tried that. I don't think you're going to see them replaced by drones because one, human
Human error.
no, humans are still cheaper than
Yeah, of
drones,
course.
and two, drones are nothing but target practice.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just a kid with a BB gun in the backyard and, Christmas,
Or
Christmas
more than
story
that.
style.
Yep. You start seeing guys running around and they're in their pickup trucks with little multiple drones stamped on the side of their truck. By how many drones they've taken out.
They a little offbeat for comics, but they what was it? Working on a Christmas I think it's Christmas Story, right? The one with the kid and the BB gun that shoots
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Yeah, they're working on a sequel to that.
Some things don't need sequels.
Exactly.
They've already made 2.
Just 2 Christmas Story sequels.
They've had 2. Yeah.
That's a genuine shame.
I thought they
The second
See,
one
I had no idea they even
was actually
existed.
pretty
But
good. It was like a sequel, but a prequel.
yeah, some things need
So
to
to
be
speak.
left alone. You know.
well, you never know. It could be good. It could
No,
be
the
bad.
latest one was good. I really liked it.
Cool.
Like the newest, like recently, like as an
Yeah.
old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Says it's
original
rough.
cast.
That was
That's
good.
cool. It's rough loading the trucks too, especially when temps are in the upper 80s and 90s. Other warehouses are climate controlled, I think, aren't they? Think about the scones, Hojo. So it ticks me off that Dick Blick Art Supplies uses FedEx.
FedEx sucks.
You can't read that. It says potential spam. How great. Anyway, that's all I get nowadays. Cowboy jousting? Is that talking about taking out drones? I know. I love scones. Yeah. Says, as Luke in the witness protection program, rest that voice, brother. Have some Banaka, Ricola or something, Pedro.
I gotta get something.
Got to get something. Hojo says, hilarious because these human resource departments are the primary driver of DEI. 90% of them are run by virtue signaling wine mom Karens that are obsessed with Twitter trends. Yeah. And as we all know, Twitter ain't real life.
Yep.
So that's not Sigourney Weaver. Yeah. This is the woman that ate Sigourney Weaver. Probably by reading the teleprompter wrong. That's the woman that ate the xenomorph. Yum. Win-win-win. Better than win-win. Exactly.
Who
Win-win-win.
does
That's
who
what it
does the-
said too. Win-win-win situation.
I can't remember, but who does the who owns the IP for the comic book stuff for Aliens?
Dark Horse used to have it.
Yeah.
Was it Dark Horse? Some of that stuff is
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
good.
not sure if they. I think Marvel has that now because it's a Fox property.
Ah,
So
really?
you know all them aliens will be politically correct from now on. They'll only eat men. That's all they'll do. Yeah. Because all the women will be super overly competent. Yeah, I'm back. Let's do Casablanca 2 as a sequel. Let's not. Even Casablanca was such an accident. It's amazing if you do if you look into the history of that movie. They were literally writing scripts on the day, and that's within the hour that they were filmed because they were trying to patchwork this movie together. And it's a miracle that the movie is as tight and as fantastic as it is. And a lot of that, the major causes of that actually are the cast, especially the cast, but especially the writers who are sitting there on set typing away as they were filming. It is really crazy when you look at the history of that film because it's not how normal films were shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an accident of a perfect storm.
Yeah,
you know?
Sometimes that's the thing though. Like you're recording something or you're doing the thing, and then it's magic the first time when you do it, and it just comes out naturally, and your creative juices are flowing. Then you do a rehash of it, and you're like, I got this amazing idea. And you're like, and then,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I saw an interview with Timothy Oliphant a day or two ago where he was talking about Deadwood and David Milch. And he said that David sometimes would write entire scenes on the fly. He'd see how the shooting was going. He'd run to his trailer and he'd run back with a legal pad with pencil marks on it and hand it out to different people and say, we're shooting this. And then they'd shoot it. They'd give him a couple minutes to read it, memorize it, and then they'd go and shoot the scene. He said Oliphant said that Milch completely spoiled him for all the other directors because they would do so much great stuff on the fly that it was incredible.
You can do a lot of good stuff like just improv. Speaking of which is Whose Line Is Anyway?
Yeah.
Fantastic show.
Cinema jazz from the jazz era. Yep.
That's what they need to take lessons from these classic guys and change some stuff up because they're just phoning it in these days.
Oh, too much. That's all committee, though. That's the problem. You have this big writers committee where they're paying a dozen people who don't know how to write to write these crazy scripts. Yeah, we're getting feedback, Luke, from you.
Yeah, don't put that other.
I'll
Don't put
remove
that-
the other one.
There we
Is
go.
it that one? No.
Yeah, it's backstage only.
The other one? This one. You're good?
Technical difficulties brought to you by
Transparency is the sign of all podcasting. Yes. Sinead O'Connor died recently, the Irish singer who kept her hair cut short. The rumor is she took her own life. Yep.
That's unfortunate.
I think
That's
she
the rumor.
lost her 17-year-old son a couple of months ago, if I'm not mistaken,
Double unfortunate.
and that it took a toll. So sorry to hear that. She was I liked her voice. Some of the stuff she did was a little, but all artists do radical things, I guess. She was not doing great. No. Cinema jazz from the jazz era. Yeah. These storms are done on the fly. These shows are done on the fly. Yeah, these shows are. Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. Luke's clone just joined. Yeah.
The replacement.
Her son had died 18 months earlier. Okay. Thanks, Grey Wolf. Thanks for that correction. But that's not an easy thing to handle at all. So
What would you say your favorite clone replacement, body snatcher IP is. If you had to pick one,
What do you mean by that?
like a movie, like I don't know, like uh,
That
names,
involves cloning?
yeah, like replacements or whatever, like
Yeah, go back and read
invasion
Manhunter.
of the invasion of
Uh,
the body snatchers or
the
Puppet Master, or
Paul Kirk Manhunter from Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson.
I'd say that's your favorite.
When it comes to cloning, I think that was really the first time that I saw them. That was back in the 70s, late 70s, when they did that. That was actually used as a device. If you want to talk about shows that use cloning, I think the two big ones for me was Boys from Brazil,
Mhm.
which was really good because at the time, cloning was just coming in, and they're talking about the science of cloning and the fact that it's nature, it's nurture, not nature, when it comes to these folks. So they had to go through and recreate the tragedies that happened in Hitler's life in order for them to be able to clone another Adolf.
Hmm.
And what is it, Black Orchid, that Tatiana Maslany was in, and she carried that entire show. The first two seasons are amazing. The third one gets really badly clunky because I think they switched writers. But it starts out incredibly. Just you watch the first season, and it's really self-contained. Just watch the first season. That's all you really need to do, because Tatiana, it's about a cloning experiment, and they take the clones and they move them all over the world and they adopt them out to different families. So every clone looks the same basically, but has a completely different personality. And Tatiana did literally an award-winning performance on all of it. And every character is completely different. And they do a lot of split screen shots. And there's a shot at the end, especially, where the characters that survive, and there's a lot of them that don't, but the clones that survive all figure out what each other is doing. That's the whole point of the first season. And they're all in a room together and they're playing music, and each one is dancing, and they're dancing differently than everybody else in the room. It's really amazing to see. And
So-
that's BBC America, I think, has got that. It's a really good series, first season especially.
Glenn was saying here in the chat, he says invasion of the body snatchers is cloning in quotations.
Yeah,
I mean,
technically.
I meant replacements like Cocoon, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Puppet Master, not cloning specifically, but like where that kind of trope where they replace people and slowly but
I enjoyed Whatever Happened to Monday. Yeah, I heard that's really good. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's really, really good. But yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original one, when I was a kid, had a big effect on me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pod people and, taking one's individuality away.
Yeah.
That's a big thing when I was hitting my teens. That's kind of a, I don't want to say rebel. It was just, I was always running on a different level.
Mhm.
I thought, than a lot of, because I was into comics. Nobody else was. I was drawing like crazy. Nobody else was, I was lucky to get into Skill Center to keep myself sane during my junior and senior year, because I took commercial art in Skill Center, which used those talents for advertising. This was back. I learned every tool that is no longer used anymore. And I was a ruby lith and amber lith master. I could do color separations using physical, sheets and separating colors out. I got really good at it using registration marks. And then now it's a 5 minute or less, couple of clicks in Photoshop, and you can get it done.
Imagine in the hours you spent learning that stuff too, and mastering it, and then just 5 minutes.
Yep. It's like watching these old sign makers, which still if you see an old sign maker work, or even a modern pinstriper, because a lot of that stuff you can't get right by cutting it out of a computer, who will sit there with a brush and just along the side of a car or whatever. That is artistry. That is precision to the point of brain surgery. Just amazing stuff. Yeah. Some
trades never die, like blacksmithing.
Yeah, well, blacksmithing is alive because they're still, it's like vinyl records. There's just some things that are never going to go away. there's always going to be a call for it for one group or another will always use that service, no matter how small that group is. Comics is the same way. Comics will always be around for entertainment, though the market for it seems to get smaller and smaller every year. And that's mainly because these corporations don't care to grow it. You know, the Diamond stagnated this market for 30 years and didn't bother to chase after any kind of new client, any kind of expansion whatsoever. And they just decided they'd spend the money that they had and didn't even improve their system until a couple of years ago. So, and now it's coming back to bite them on the butt. And I think that the same thing is true with comics in general. It's just with comics, the people working in comics are a creative lot, and the ones that are really talented and get really talented creatively will figure out ways, marketing and distribution and all of that, to get around all of the system in order to get comics out to more people. I just wish it would happen faster, that we were more accessible to the masses instead of this small group that we're left with now.
It's not the problem is
those are problems that need to be solved.
The problem's simple here. The problem comes down to everyone wants to focus on only the art form.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to focus on marketing.
Well, everybody's
Stanley
focused on money
on
more than
marketing.
anything.
Yeah. Stanley focused on marketing and finding new fans and building new fans. Until we have people out there doing that, we're going to continue to struggle the way that we're doing. People have to start applying themselves, at least a little bit, to marketing if we're gonna keep finding the audiences that are out there. It's only a small pool because we keep trying to dip the same waters, not expand out. I put a number of articles now in the private chat that we can pull up.
I'll run over there and take a look. Glenn says no knowledge or experience is wasted. His knowledge is power. Randy and I would be fine when AI dies. Yep.
I don't think AI is going to die. I think it's alive and well. I think that we are going to have to adapt and understand the role it's going to play in our future, or else we're going to be fossilized if we don't. That's what I believe.
I think you're. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I think there's always going to be a level of AI, but there's going to also be a level of acceptance or denial. And like we're seeing right now in the comic community, there's a lot of denial for AI. They just tossed somebody out of San Diego for being an AI artist, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Like that.
That's only a matter of saturation, right? Like at first, when digital stuff came out, people were humming and hawing about that. Oh, you didn't do it by pencil, you're cheating. Eventually that's going to go away because then everybody's using digital. And then eventually we're going to see entire books done well in AI, right? And then people are going to accept it over time. Now, it's just going to happen. Like, it's going to be so commonplace, 10, 20 years from now that, they'll accept it as just because it's there, right?
Sadly, yes. I think that the clever artist will find a way to make it a part of their work, but not their entire work.
Well, you can.
I think corporations will want to fall into AI long before true creatives will.
Of course.
Because corporations don't care. They don't give two hoots about the quality at all. We're seeing that now. If they could do away with the writers and the actors, they entirely would. And I've worked with some writers that, quite honestly, they don't want to work with me. Because I live and breathe, and I have an opinion. They would much rather they type in a prompt and a computer spit out some subpar, lackluster, emotionless, dry piece of work than to have to deal with me. And the fans will ultimately tell the difference. you will run into where there will be a rash of comics that are finally accepted as AI, and then you will notice that it is the same dribble and garbage. It just is a polished turd. And then real artists and real artistry will come back. Stay the course, figure out how to use those tools to speed up your work process, and stay in the game, and it'll all work out. That's what I believe.
Well, I can definitely, from my perspective as a person that just started doing comics, and I'm as a 3D artist, I'm using 3D tools to help facilitate getting my stuff done. And I was working on a cover recently, and it's basically the entire reference images was done in 3D, and it really did make the whole process a lot smoother. Now, you could easily do the same stuff with AI. You can get the prompt it to get a couple different results, put up your reference images, and then start working from there. And it still takes some, basic fundamentals in art to get something finished, but it's entirely plausible to that we're gonna see a lot more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Russ. Yeah, and it's not exactly the same, for sure. But like, they still had the same arguments. Like, it's still like back in the day, people were still humming and hawing. I saw a meme recently where it was a person had done a meme before about the digital stuff, and then the digital tools, and then they did this exact same meme about the AI and put them back to back over time. And it was really interesting to look at, because you could see that put me on, Randy. Let's get Russ in here.
Russ needs a link.
He's
hang on.
He's
We
spitting
got room,
fire.
and I got no voice.
Spitting fire.
Let's go.
We got
Give me a
room, and I
second,
got
Russ.
no voice.
I'll be right with you. Give me just a second.
Yeah.
So we're about to. If
In the meantime,
I'm sure
let's play a
everybody's
trailer.
familiar with Russ Leach by now, but if you're not, you should check him out on Comics by Night, and just
In the middle of the night or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love. That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a charade.
yeah, that's
The link, Russ. It's in your FB under me. Yeah, there you are. Coming in, Russ.
Hey,
Oh, good day. I'm coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
I'm
It's like-
coming in.
damn
steaming
AI.
hot.
You can see the steam raising out between the earphones.
AI
Do
can suck my techno dick.
There you go.
Remember to stay family friendly.
Yeah. I said techno in front.
We are the bacon.
It's no. But first of all, I feel no. Digital tools are not the same as AI. First off, the terminology. Calling someone an AI artist, all right?
Right,
That's just
right.
rubbish. Okay, they're not an
Amen.
AI artist. There's someone that taps a description into some piece of technology that goes away and rips off other artists and then puts it down as their art.
They're a prompt engineer.
It's a profiteering situation. Okay, so they're not artists. All right. Secondly, if it's art, it's human
Hey,
art.
it's Pedro.
Pedro's here. If it's art, it's human. Okay, it's consciousness. It is not done by a machine. Okay,
Right.
and until machines are truly conscious, which I doubt that will be here by the time I'm dead. Okay, that ain't happening. So I want to see art. Okay, and I understand the whole process of, oh, but it makes it quicker, it makes it this, it makes it that. Well, then fine, do that, but I ain't buying it. And I know that a lot of normies will buy it. Okay, but they'll eventually, just like Luke says, eventually, much like we've got at the moment, which is done by a bunch of people who would pretend that they're writers and artists who can't actually do it in Hollywood. All right, that's why nobody's going to the cinema anymore, because it's all drudge, it's all crap. And if you let AI just decide that it's going to write all the comics and it's going to create all the comics, it will be crap.
Yep.
And people will eventually come round. In the meantime, you will have the normies buying it or whatever. If you can get normies to buy comics by then, all right, you're always gonna have a percentage of people that go, no, I ain't taking that down. I'm not having that. And to be perfectly honest, comics, even when they were big, were still only a niche. They weren't selling like novels were selling.
Oh,
So
no.
you're always going to have that market
in your lifetime. In your lifetime, yeah. But
Yeah.
back when they first started, they were huge.
Okay,
Comics
they were, but
absolutely huge.
But still, that was a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think it's a cultural thing again. So as much as you can say, I mean, digital tools and personally, okay, I don't use 3D to draw people. All right, and I never will because I don't want to. All right, but I appreciate that other people do it, and that's cool as you like. No worries. As long as it's your work, I don't care how you put it together, digital or not, 3D,
Russ,
whatever.
Russ, you're leaving one point out, which is really important.
Go for it.
Can you register AI art? You can't.
There you go. You can't.
No.
So you can't
And
make out
that's
of it
the
anyway.
thing. Because calling it AI art is a euphemism. What it really is, it's plagiarism.
Yes.
Because that's what AI art does. It gets prompts from different pieces of art and makes this Frankenstein thing that gives you a final result with horrible hands.
Well,
That's the state of AI today.
But even if it became perfect, eventually it would be passé. People wouldn't want to know.
Exactly.
The whole point of comic book art is it's representational. It's
a window into the mind of the artist.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
happening.
and it's art. That's why it's art. Okay, and it's important to keep that. So when people, if you were to see where AI would eventually go, if it could be perfection, okay, you'd never see an extended body, or it would all just look like photographs. And the whole reason that photo comic strips don't work is because nobody wants to read them.
They look goofy.
They look
They're
goofy,
boring.
exactly.
Yeah. They're boring. They're static. They have no dynamics.
What you look at someone like Mike Mignola, for God's sake. I mean that isn't representational of reality.
Right.
It's
Not really.
art.
But it's freaking cool.
It's very cool. It's uber cool.
Yeah.
So
that's it. That's my hotness.
Are you guys
I've landed
familiar?
now. And thanks very much for having me in.
Are
and
you guys-
spouting. Okay.
You're always welcome
familiar-
on, Russ, I'm sure.
Are you guys familiar with what just took place a few weeks ago for the Eric July ISOM art contest?
Oh yeah.
There's a guy that tried to pass off.
Oh yeah.
And he got called out
AI.
horribly.
He did.
Yes. He even tried to reverse filter the artwork to make it look like inks, and every traditional artist, whether
Called
you
him
work
out,
on a tablet or on paper, you're like, that's not what the inks would look like, man. I mean, and double down on it. Thankfully, people recognize that stuff, and they're like, no, that's not. Okay, it's one thing to use ChatGPT to write your ad copy for a friggin' whatever, It's what you would have some internist, do for mindless work, right? When you're a one-man operation. It's another thing to try to pass off something that's going to make money in a contest against people who did real work as your own. Okay, I know this is my show and it's safe for work, but what a load of shit that is. Okay?
Manure.
That is the worst thing.
Yes.
That is the worst thing that you could do.
The same gentleman also has on his profile, or had, because it got taken down, or he closed it off.
Yeah,
but he had a 3D artist as well, and it's like, is the 3D art in the room with you now, sir?
Right. Yeah.
That's another thing, man. Like, there are great CG artists out there, and there's a lot of guys who are just like Pixar clones. Like when they design a character, it looks like a Pixar character, and that to me is like the downfall of CGI art. That sameness is just like.
But it's the downfall of any art form.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Sterility.
If you see people trying to copy. I love Jim Lee, and I'm going to copy Jim Lee. I saw someone post the other day, like, this is my Jim Lee art, and it's like, no. Yeah, it's okay to copy. It's okay to copy to get yourself moving and to understand. But don't be copying Jim Lee to work out your anatomy, Okay, don't be copying Jim Lee to work out your composition, and then don't be copying Jim Lee to try and provide your style. Find your own. That's where the creativity is.
That is right. Yep.
Learn perspective, learn anatomy, and learn how to be unique in what you draw.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Because if you're not, you are just a clone. Okay, we were talking about the clones earlier.
Yeah. I posted, a piece that I had drawn live in about 2 hours on the Luke. Pardon me. On the Luke Draws episode, I said, "Look, I may not be the best, but at least I did this. And I did it live, so I proved that I did this.
Right.
It's my style, it's my flair, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Because it's what, I may not draw like Stanley or Silvestri.
Nobody draws like Stanley.
Like Stanley. Maybe I do draw like Stanley. Who knows?
I think I do.
At least better than him. But like Jim Lee or Silvestri or McFarlane. But I draw like me. And when people see my work, they know it's me, right?
That's the biggest compliment to hear someone go.
Exactly.
That's a Luke Stone piece. That's what you want to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep that course until I get to the level that I think I should be at, which I'm getting closer. I'm not there yet. It's an ever-growing thing, right? But to be honest with you, in the 90s, there was a rash of, I couldn't tell who was drawing. I had no idea.
2000
who it was.
Look the same. Yeah, so many people look the same.
Yeah,
the thing about
once Image came in, it got crazy. Yeah,
the thing
everything
about you,
started going sterile real quick.
The thing about you attaining your own sort of your peak is that you will never get it. It's like the age-old Euclidean thing. It's like it's infinite. So you'll get halfway towards being the best you are, and then you'll get halfway again and halfway again and halfway again, and you'll never actually get there.
Yeah,
and that's what's important about it.
Yeah, it's the road, not the destination, man.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Everybody wants to get there quick.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And there's also I also see a level of fear also, and trying to go all AI because it's a matter of styles. Like, hey, I'm not Jim Lee. Like, you're not supposed to be Jim Lee.
No.
So it's like, dude, my style is completely non-comic book. I get it, and to some people it's difficult to digest. Like, wow, wait, that's how I draw.
Yeah.
And even if they say, like, what is this? Zach Pedro Wang? Okay, you recognize who that was. You know what I mean? Even if they hate it, it's still me.
It took me a while to reach that kind of maturity, to be honest.
Yeah.
But once you get there, you understand.
It takes everybody a while to build up that style. Yeah.
Guys, like, I moisturize, but I've been doing this
we
for
can
a
tell
long
by
time.
your camera.
I'm almost 50.
Smear it.
Yeah, smear and lotion.
I'm only 25. I've had a really hard life.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. You see, Russ? That's what drugs do. And you should stop.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Does this.
Glenn says they are artists, con artists.
Yeah.
There's
AI
definitely
rip-off artists would be more accurate.
Yeah.
My son saw a wall.
I think
Pedro in a teacher's lounge.
This is my office. And yes, I have a little cuisinette
We've been going at this for like 50 years. Let's get everything more. I mean, culturally, it's like let's get everything more efficient.
Yeah.
And all that's happened is there are fewer jobs, and there are fewer people taking care of the things that they're really good at and the jobs that they really want to do, and it's making lives less because of it. Like
that's the jump a lot of people. That's the jump a lot of people refuse to make because there's a comfort in there's a comfort in saying I work with this or that company. You know what I mean? And corporations are not designed for the well-being of humans. They're not. They're designed to make money, and they're gonna get more efficient. They're gonna be less jobs, but that doesn't cut off your hands.
No,
you can still draw. Just do it by yourself. Put it out. It's more work. You have to learn how to market. You have to learn how to be organized and distribution and whatnot. But dude, like some people take this attitude that the world's coming to an end, and no, it's just like it's the end of the corporate job because they're not gonna need us.
Yeah.
Well, as I was saying, everybody wants the get quick. They don't want to. They want the easy solution to get into the end result. It even comes down like even with marketing. I want to sell my book, but I want to get on such and such a stream so that I can sell my book.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to go out and find their own unique fan base.
Mm.
They don't want to build and take the time to get there. They just want there right away. They're lazy. People are just lazy.
Yeah.
Especially with the corporate thing, because they're not paying people to be artistic.
No.
That's
no,
the thing. They're not. That very few people up there in the corporate companies are getting paid to be artistic. That's a big problem. That's why we had that kerfluffle about trying to make all of the comic scripts exactly alike, because that's what the AI program does.
Mm-hmm.
This is the format that the AI works out. So let's all conform to this format. No.
Well, I mean, if you're cranking
Not
out
the way that works.
pieces all day long,
Yeah.
like if you're doing, like again,
Good morning.
ad copy, you're just trying to produce. It's not an artistic work really.
Yeah.
It's just art for art's sake, corporate stuff. I get it. AI tools come in handy.
Yeah.
The faster you can do it, the better. It comes down to efficiency and all of that. But in an art form like sequential storytelling, it's a much different scenario, much different situation.
No.
John
And-
Apple says we're looking the same is a big reason I hardly read anything mainstream anymore.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
It's all like that CalArts, like storyboardy style of drawing that's permeating everything in the mainstream.
There was, it's like photo bashing for concept design. And my son at this con this last weekend saw a wall of art, and he goes, I bet that was AI generated. I said, probably. I said, it looks like he seeded a bunch of photos, is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Printed this stuff off.
Jumped into a filter. Yeah.
Yeah, dropped them into a filter.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, it was a gaudy 12-foot wall.
And that's the thing, man. Like, I've been working in advertising for 20 years, and efficiency, they want a certain look that you have to be able to copy.
Yeah.
And so AI art is going to be a blessing for ad agencies.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the artist, though?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So
I'm not here for the well-being of the corporation. Me too.
I've done commercial art, like freelance stuff. There are I totally get the appeal of using an AI for to pop out quick prompts.
And they've already seen that in the advertising industry. People that used to do storyboards are now on the unemployment line because of
They're
AI.
on their ass. Yeah. Dude, I used to do storyboards. That river dried up.
Yeah.
Like 6 months ago. Nothing.
Yeah. It's about right.
I can see a lot of these situations for 2D artists, where it can go bad or south. They might lose their job. The 3D in the 3D realm, or particularly fully digital realm, kind of stuff, it is a consistent fear because getting freelance work will just disappear for me entirely, right? Because all they have to do is put in a prompt, they get a 3D model, you're done. And as far as 3D goes, it is, I could say confidently, it's rarely respected as much as a traditional painter or 2D artist. And I'm switching mediums. I mean, I can say that this has affected my bottom line, and or will continue to do so. And I'm making comics now. Good thing is though, I can use my extensive 3D knowledge to help me facilitate doing comic book stuff. But it's still a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like, jobs disappear, but skills don't.
Yep.
So it's a matter of attitude. What do I do with what I know? I can sit down and cry and say, like, oh my God, nobody's going to hire me. Like, dude, your skills are still there.
Well, you find the deficit in the market.
Yeah, I think Glenn has said something that's important. If you're good, you'll get work, and that is true until corporations and companies decide that they can use the lowest common denominator, and it doesn't matter how good you are. They'll just turn out crap.
That's already happened. Yep.
That's
what you're seeing now.
But if you turn out crap, if they're constantly turning out crap like that, what happens is you have to be that good that you make your own markets, exactly like Luke is saying.
Yep.
But let me say, if you're good and you're a pain in the ass to work with, you will not get work.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're
No,
good
exactly. No.
and you're easy to work with, you will get work.
Yeah.
They would much rather work with a person with creative ideas than an AI if they're easy to work with.
Yeah.
The reason why they would prefer working with AI is because of the prima donnas and the douchebags that are out there. We all know them. We've had to work with them. We know they exist.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm
Like,
throwing shade at you,
being
Ray.
an artist
Just
doesn't
saying.
involve funny hats and lattes. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
It does.
yeah.
Before we go much further, I want to thank everybody in the chat for their contributions. Everybody that's watching us now, our numbers are great. Make sure you hit that like button and that love button because we can use those algorithms to our advantage. So
There's
go over
only
there
one
and hit the
like
like.
on this video, guys. Come on.
There's only,
Yeah. Glenn, the reason you did okay is because you worked hard and you're a clever man. That's
Yeah.
why.
And you look after your equipment.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy
Yeah,
has,
that's
like,
what we heard
pens.
anyway.
Yeah, it's like pens for like 25 years ago.
Gray Wolf says I'll be 64 in September.
Woohoo!
Right before that disappeared here. Where is it? There it is.
Yeah, dude.
I'll be 64 in September. It's no fun being the same age as old people. You're not old,
not.
Gray Wolf. Age is but a number.
It's nice to find someone older than me. That's great.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's nice to
Oh,
see somebody older than me, though. Still going at it. We're all retiring at our board. Gray Wolf, your comics get in your blood, they get into your system, and you're just going to do them till you can't do them anymore.
I'm never
It's
leaving
that simple. Yeah,
I'm never leaving it.
it's that
Hey,
simple.
did you get those articles pulled up?
I did.
There's
As a
some fun stuff
commercial
to talk about.
artist, I in the industry disagree with Russ.
Wait, on what?
The
I don't know,
efficiency thing.
something in there. Not too long ago. Yep, Pedro Ang, marketing. It's my weak issue. We need to work more on that. all of us.
That's like our clubfoot.
That
Well,
type of
everybody.
artistry is true for line art, but not commercial art. Well, commercial art, they don't care where it comes from.
They don't
As long
care.
as
Yeah.
it's-
Not all that.
Commercial art
It fills
is-
that
is
fills that
different.
void.
It's
Dude, you know how
different
many
from art.
how many photo boards I've done for commercials because the client can't visualize from a drawing. Like, oh no, he needs to see real people, so I have to grab like pictures and compose this Frankenstein horrible stuff. But I get paid, so I don't care.
You do what you got to for the job,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
To be quite honest, there are different kinds of art needs
Always
and
be sharp.
requirements.
Yep.
And you know, it's use the tools that you need to use.
Yeah.
Commercial art is, again, be easy to work with, and you'll have a job. Give the client what they want.
Mhm.
But
Well, for
if
the
you get-
for the most part, yeah.
I mean,
Until
yeah, I try to
until some
but the-
AI ass kisser comes along. Yeah. Anyway.
right, but find the deficit. Look
Yeah.
at where the deficits are.
Yep.
If there's a deficit in the industry, go there and meet that deficit. Be whatever is not readily available.
Yeah.
I looked around indie comics and realized that sequential artists are far and few between.
Mhm.
So my focus went all in on sequential art,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm not without work.
yeah. There's a lot of great artists out there who are doing illustrations panel by panel, but it doesn't make it sequential art.
True.
And it's that skill
Bingo.
that
Ring
makes
the bell for it.
storytelling. That's the end of it.
Here, I'll hit the nurse's buzzer for you. Then here you go.
I did paste up the old way. I got work. Max came along and I had to adapt. I got work. Yep.
You adapt, you keep work.
Haha, my equipment is always clean. That's my secret.
That's what she said.
3 brings back memories. I don't fault anyone for using it. 98% of what I make is online. Locally, no one gives a crap about art.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they just want the job done. Yep.
It's nothing as a 3D artist I dislike more than a DAZ 3D model popping up.
Yeah.
They're so bad.
Yeah.
I
That's
got-
the thing with DAS is that the rig is not that great, so you can't really pose the character properly with DAS.
Yeah.
I mean, if you use like the factory set rig that comes with DAS, like
Clip
the
Studio rigs are better.
yeah,
than DAS.
still like dude, like I don't know, like when I did CGI, like my forte was rigging, so I'm very particular on how people like create rigs. And I don't know, there's something with Clip Studio posing that does something with the hips that they just don't look right. No matter how much you move them, it's just nah. I don't like it. I'd rather study my Bridgman and my Bill Poop and do it from scratch.
I like to draw from scratch.
Yeah,
I always prefer to do that.
I always like to spend scratching. But anyway,
The thing about being able to draw from scratch is that none of your sequential work ever suffers from stiffness.
Exactly. Ooh. And I hate, as an animator, stiffness it's like gouging my ass out. It's just I hate it.
Global Comics, for whenever they needed a logo, had to have noticed Comedy Central.
Yeah,
it raises $6.5 million to fund digital comics growth.
Wow!
They raised $6.5 million in a Series A funding round led by early stage venture fund Point 72. The company announced the investment shows in the wake of Amazon's near complete shutdown of digital comics pioneer Comixology as a separate entity earlier this year. The investors in Global Comics believe there is opportunity in the now vacated space for a comics market facing digital comics company.
Yeah, but they raised $6.5 million, so they can invite us all to McDonald's, maybe.
$6.5 million.
Yeah.
Point 72 Ventures is associated with billionaire Stephen A. Cohen's Point 72 Asset Management Hedge Fund. He needs to talk to us about starting a comic company. But anyway,
So that 6.25 whatever million will be completely wasted if they don't get the right content.
I don't have the sound bite here, but you would hear the sound of a toilet flushing right now if I had one. Yeah. The round also included investment from talent and media agency holding company Endeavor and others. The investment will be used to enhance the Global Comics platform, according to Global Comics CEO Chris Carter, creator of the X-Files.
I was like a Big Mac combo. Thank you.
This funding will fuel our growth, broaden our reach, and deepen our commitment to creators and fans alike. That's what she said. Carter said in a statement accompanying the announcement.
He said deepen.
He said deepen. This includes delivering AI-powered tools that constantly improve creator workflow while enhancing the reader experience for everyone, including previously underserved multi-generational audiences.
Wait, what?
Hamalana?
That's very true, Hamalana.
Just send the asteroid now. Let's just get it over with.
That's actually pretty deep, Hamalana.
Dude, it would be better if they make a list like who likes McDonald's, who likes Wendy's, who likes like Jack in the Box, and spend the money that way. That what they're proposing here. This is a complete waste of time and resources.
Well, there are many examples in comics. Let me try to tread lightly here, where a lot of the funding is rumored to be there intentionally to lose.
Yeah,
for tax write-off or laundering purposes.
Yeah, that's cute. That business model is very Latin American, and I completely understand it.
Yes,
very Latin American.
Very Latin
I completely understand it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're done. Yeah, burn it. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Global Comics, which operates in a subscription model, and it's a shame too, because I like Global Comics. I like their platform. Yeah. I thought this AI thing's an embarrassment, but
I love
the statement here is a pure misunderstanding. Yeah, if you like Comedy Central, but it's a complete misunderstanding of what comics are and what the market is. And I'm sorry to see that happen. But Global Market, which operates on a subscription model, has been inking agreements with mid-sized comic publishers, including Image Comics. Image Comics is mid-sized. Make a note of it. Yep. Boom Studios, Archie, mid-size. Make a note of it. Tokyo Pop, Mad Cave Studio, Humanoids, and other lines.
Humanoids.
Anyway, for more on. Oh, wait, more on Global Comics.
Dude, I will make a comic book company called
That would have been funny. Moron, yeah.
Moron Comics.
For more on Global Comics and the potential to fuel growth in print sales through customers introduced to comics through digitals, See columnists. Well, yeah. Anyway,
Yada, yada.
let's push another.
Yada,
Let's
yada.
push another article. Yep,
What
yep,
exactly is the future of AI enhanced? What does that even mean? Like,
You know what I mean? A lot of people who are desperate.
You know what it means.
It means removing all the creatives.
I
That's
think
what it means.
I think that all technology like this, especially like this, all of these tools are always one step ahead of the slow-moving legal system.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see AI take an about face here in about 6 months to a year as all these copyright holders start flinging around, because lawyers love flinging around cease and desist orders.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're going to start seeing a lot. If you're not already, you're going to see a lot of the stuff fly right in the faces of even the smallest artist
Right,
to
we're
tell them
over-
to back off and to stop it.
Over here, we've got mydieselclaim.com where people can go after the diesel companies because of the way the EU law worked on diesel. Well, soon it's going to be myAIclaim.com.
Nice.
And that's it. They'll just be like, have your stuff stolen by AI?
Yep.
There you go. Come see us. We'll serve.
You're going to see a legal gold rush.
We'll serve the papers
right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have
you been ripped off by AI art? You maybe do compensation.
But like AI art to me, it's an echo of that idea, of that concept. That it's very like a suit concept in corporations. Like just because you had an idea doesn't mean it belongs to you.
Exactly.
Right.
I can just see all of Miami just salivating at the mouth right now. All the lawyers just white knuckled and ready to go.
Yeah. Greasy, like ringed fingers, and smoking tobacco. Like, it's gonna be a gold.
Come over, Better Call Sal's of the
exactly.
Yeah. Sal and Richie.
Saul Goodman.
Richie.
It's all good, man.
Richie's, yeah.
Yes. The rig is sad to look at. You can get a better rig free off of Turbo Squid.
Yeah, dude. Like
Yep,
even
Luke
Blender
put
has
me
a
on
really
to
good
Will Eisner's book about sequential art. It's been a huge help. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Will's textbooks are amazing.
Something I got to pick up.
It's like Watchmen. You're still going to glean material off of it on your 4th, 5th, 6th read through. It is just so full of information, and a lot of which you can't wrap your head around in one sitting. You just can't. Because it's that
Luke,
good.
are you eating
Yep,
breakfast?
Grey Wolf Graphics. All three are great. Yep. Unlike let's not go there. That's negativity. Yep. John Epple. I bought 3 of Eisner's books off Amazon. Exactly right. Yep. AI is the communist plot. LOL. 24 eyes throws up 24 eyes.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, 24.
Be yourself.
Hey, what's up?
Be yourself.
That's talk about marketing right there.
Yeah, don't skip on the marketing.
Repetition.
Yep. Never. Let's pull up the next article here. I want to save that one for last. Let's talk about some positivity on the market. And that means, where's the trumpets? Pull it out. Yep. Magma Comics returns as independent publisher. Who knew they were there in the first place? Raise your hand.
Dude, is that like Dr. Evil's?
Yeah, Magma.
It's better than that other one. That other company that was dropping all their vowels. What was that?
At least they have their vowels.
At least
L2?
one has its vowels. At least
L1 PR or whatever it was.
But it is doing that 90s thing of calling itself comics with an X.
Yeah.
No, that's an underground distinction. Don't mistake that.
Okay.
I don't know. Like maybe have a dirty mind, but an X at the end means spawn to me.
That means their material isn't necessarily aimed at children. This is an offshoot of we'll get into it in the article. Magma Comics originally announced as an imprint of heavy metal.
There you go.
Oh, right.
R.I.P. Rest in peace. Moment of silence for that.
Metal Hochland, you will be missed.
Is relaunching as an independent publisher with a plan to cater to comics retailers with a straightforward ordering system through multiple distributors, returnability, and a limited range of variant covers.
We need that
Magma will
flush sound.
focus on original fiction comics for adults.
We need that flush sound right now.
Yeah,
that makes sense with the X then.
Wait a minute, I got I got something here. I got something here.
Do it,
Hang
do
on.
it, do
I
it.
just saw it. I saw it. Not right here.
I'm not a smart man.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my god, that movie's awesome. It's I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
The Line was founded in 2020 by Denton J. Tipton, former IDW managing editor and Opus
Ding.
Comics executive editor, as a heavy metal imprint. Let's
Oh,
change
man.
Tandra's costume. It'll be great.
Yeah.
And launched with 3 titles. Chasing the Dragon. Whoa, that's got to
That's heroin.
That's got to be
That's-
drugs.
It's heroin, yeah.
Amber Blake, Operation Dragonfly. That there was another property
Yeah, that's a book.
Marvel killed back when it was a set of books that they did adaptions. I don't remember now, but that's what that sounds like. And The Modern Frankenstein.
Oh, so trans Frankenstein. Okay. I get it. Nice.
Where did you get that part from? That part doesn't fit.
Frankenstein, yeah.
It definitely does. So it is.
Yeah.
Sew it on. It'll be fine.
Wasn't there a Frankenstein movie?
Put
or something
both of them on.
recently
I
that
don't know.
Bombed?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Say what?
There've been
Wasn't there a
lots of
Frankenstein movie recently that just bombed?
There've been
It's
lots
like
of Frankenstein
There's
movies.
been a few of them that haven't gone. Yeah.
It's the same actor, the same actor that played Two-Face in the Batman movies.
Oh,
Was
that
it-
one. That was I Frankenstein or something.
Yeah.
And he was
Oh, yeah,
he
but
was
that's kinda
with
old.
he was with a bunch of gargoyles and they were fighting some evil. Do you know
Fighting
what?
Satan.
I turned off and just ate the popcorn. I thought it was all right. It was
There you
entertaining.
go. Yep.
But
Spring
as
Fest.
I completely repeat myself in telling everybody, the proviso is that I am extremely shallow. So that's
Yeah.
okay.
I know.
I
When
thought
I
it would
when I
have been
see
good as a serial like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
There's
Mm.
nothing.
I thought originally I thought it was episodic, and then I'm like, wait, this isn't ending.
This is a film.
Dude, when
Never
I see,
ending.
dude, when I see
Never
when I see
ending.
movies like that, like I turn down the volume and I play a Pantera record and I turn that movie into the music video. That's
just
the only way I
goes-
can enjoy it. Yeah.
It fits the same genre as Hansel and Gretel and
Oh yeah.
what was
Which
the
one?
other
The
there was
Brothers
another
Grimm.
movie.
Didn't the Brothers
The
Grimm?
the Brothers Grimm was Sarah
Yeah.
Gilliam.
The Brothers Grimm.
I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed that movie. I
I
enjoyed
think
that
that was a
movie.
little
there.
better than that.
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
it
I
has
thought-
that Terry Gilliam flavor of like really like on the edge awkwardness. Like he's
Yeah, that
always
had
like
some-
in that tone.
That had some quality to it though.
Yeah.
Heavy Metal closed its offices and furloughed its staff. Again, a moment.
That's
of
not
silence.
Playing
me.
drums.
Yeah, who's counting coins? What, who's like discerning quarters? Like, oh, look,
Somebody's
in
putting away their
1973.
silverware as we speak.
Yeah.
That was me. I'm sorry.
That's all
All
right.
right.
He was stealing cutlery from the hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it in
Oh,
your
you-
purse.
You touch that, you either take it home or we throw it away. I heard that. a lot.
Spoon.
A launch team. The launch team includes IDW veterans, editor-in-chief Bobby Curdnow, formerly of
That sounds
Teenage
professional.
Mutant Ninja Turtles group editor, sales and marketing manager Joel Elad, and operations manager Mike Ford, all
Okay. so
formerly
what-
out of work because, well,
Yeah.
IDW. Do you need any
Yeah,
other
but
explanation?
I mean, if you put Bobby on your corporate name, that doesn't sound professional. And Joel Elad sounds like a made-up name. I don't.
Bobby.
I'm not a smart man.
I don't trust them.
I'm not a smart man.
Not a smart man.
Speaking about smart man, I have to call this out in the comments just because I saw that. Was Frankenstein already trans? Frankenstein is the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
the
the monster.
monster. The monster would be trans.
Nowadays, that would be a yes.
Yeah. I mean, he's not from Transylvania.
Look. Of any properties they could make trans,
Mhm.
the Frankenstein's monster makes the most sense.
Dracula
Right?
too.
Dracula, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
always
made
thought
it.
Dracula was a little gay.
Yeah, exactly. With
He
the whole
always
like
comes
good
across-
evening and the ruffles.
Good evening, yeah. And the slicked back
Blah,
hair.
blah, blah. I want to bite
The
you.
only thing he was missing was a Freddie Mercury mustache.
Yeah. Oh, that would have made it so much worse.
And at that point, Luke had to step out for a second. Here we go.
Yeah. Too
Ray
cute.
Wolf says not Canavello, Nestor Canavello.
Mm-hmm.
The dude is a top-notch color pencil portrait artist. Oh,
yeah, dude. There's good art in heavy
Wilson.
metal.
John Kerry looks like trained. All right, okay.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you have a point there, Grey Wolf. Glenn says, take it home, or we throw it away.
Okay.
They were talking about Luke.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah, ouch.
There's a sequel,
Ouch.
Younger
Wow.
Frankenstein.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Talk about a great movie, Young Frankenstein.
Wasn't that like the Yahoo series movies from Australia?
Put on the Ritz.
Yahoo Serious. Yes.
Yeah. Dude, that
I
guy,
remember
like,
that now.
He was huge in Latin America. Like everybody, oh my god.
They had to be big somewhere.
Oh.
You know what else is huge in
Oh.
You know what else is huge in Latin America? Pedro.
Yeah, I'm huge.
Pedro.
Huge. Huge.
Yep. And it's my burden.
Here's a quote. Quote, we are fortunate to have secured funding that will ensure Magma will maintain its creative freedom and independence while producing capital and support necessary to establish long-term stability in an unpredictable industry. Yeah, we got a couple $1,000. Tipton said in a statement accompanying the announcement, Magma will lower the barriers to entry by making our line easy to navigate and by reducing risk for our retail partners. Tipton also pledged that the company will treat creators fairly with contracts that include advance royalties and first look deals with the company's partners.
You know what? I'm gonna miss them when they disappear. I really will.
It's nice they got some news before they go away.
Yeah, but yeah,
That is not a joke. That is a natural fact.
It's nice. It's nice
Not
that
a
they
joke.
at least said it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful sentiment. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. I know. Yeah, we should be treated properly. Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
Well,
just out
now
of
you got to
curiosity,
understand, all of these guys just came from IDW. They were
Are
not
they
in that
like
round
the-
of layoffs when IDW decided they were redundant.
Yep.
But Heather Antos made senior editor.
Oh, Antos.
So, out of curiosity, are the guys going over to Magma, are they the of the woke variety, or are they the ones that like, yeah, we'll do our own thing and then see what happens?
But you have to say
Our prices have never been lower.
you have to say it properly. Whiskey. It's
How we
magma.
feeling?
Magma.
Magma.
The
Is that the
trouble
wife
is
or is
so,
that the nurse?
so many of the executives involved at that high tier, they're all interchangeable anyway. It's
Yeah,
much like government.
they have
or
no idea.
journalism. Do you know what I mean? They're all interchangeable and they're all pretty much the same. They're all thinking the same things.
That's
So
why they're
it's
called
difficult to
suits.
fix. So
Yeah.
they're called suits. It's difficult to fix any of the problems when you're just not gonna fix them. Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
not a smart man.
And they have no idea what's happening. It's like, oh, that's our comic books, pamphlets. Let's sell some pamphlets here.
Yeah.
And with that attitude, I guess they don't even understand like who's Captain America or anything.
But they just came from IDW.
Yeah, but what's the thing though? Are they the rejects of IDW, like the normal people?
Made redundant.
They're all rejects from
Are
IDW.
they all rejects?
They have an
Why-
experience with a company that loses money like
Yeah,
water running through a sieve.
Yeah, the experience of failure, it's just
Oh,
abundant
sure.
here.
But this time, they'll get it.
Yeah, this is a bit like communism. This time it'll work.
This time it'll work.
This
The
time-
business magma.
They're gonna lower the barriers of entry
Yeah, that
by
sounds
making their line easy to
That's what
navigate
she
and
said.
reducing
What the
risk
hell
for their
does that mean?
retail partners.
that
It
sounds
doesn't mean
dangerous.
anything. It's a
What does that
buzzword.
mean?
That sounds,
Returnability, maybe.
that sounds dangerous in a sexual way.
It's just
I don't know.
marketing
Every time-
speak, isn't it?
Every time a company lowers the barrier to entry, you get like Games Workshop levels of failure. If anybody's familiar with that brand,
And ankle high pants. It's just,
If it means that they're going to do a cheaper product,
Steven Universe all over again.
if it means that they're going to do, I don't know, like fewer variant covers, then maybe that's a good thing. They need to get back to story. That's what That's what everyone wants.
Did any did any of that stuff they were saying there? Did it talk about stories?
No.
Well, there you go.
It didn't make any sense at all.
They've also pledged that the company will treat creators fairly, though.
Yeah, but I mean that's a great sentiment. But
How much were you getting over there? 35 a page? We'll pay you $37.50.
$37.50
Yeah.
and a pizza.
Isn't that fair? That's fair.
Bloody hell, that's incredible.
Maybe a
I'm
pizza.
going to work there.
Hey guys,
Right,
I'm in the middle of mango
party.
season, so I have to go. But
You're in the middle of mango season? Is that what you
yeah,
said?
I'm helping my mom picking up mangoes.
You've got the mango fever?
Yeah.
You live the luxury life, mate.
Yeah, dude,
I'm
I have
jealous.
to,
Yes, sir.
I have to go pick up mangoes. So I'll see you guys next Thursday. Awesome.
I thought it
show
was
as
a
always.
joke.
Pedro, thank
No,
you so
it
much.
They're being funny.
Mangoes, Pedro.
Has to be Pedro.
Mangoes.
Yeah. Take care, guys. I'll have pictures. How about that? See you,
Wokeism
man.
kills every company that embraces it.
It's the live no life until you get malaria.
Our little talk about adding to the like button actually doubled the numbers. There are now 2 likes.
2 whole likes.
2 likes. Come on, folks. More likes. Hit that button.
There's more
Especially
people
before we
watching.
start talking about the next one. So or the next article.
There are at least 13 people watching right now.
Yes.
We should have at least 13 likes.
Well, or maybe some dislikes, but
Or downvoted. I don't
Yeah,
care.
whatever.
Maybe
Just-
even 10
just,
likes and a couple of loves.
Just let me know.
Yeah, come on.
Let me know what you're feeling. That's what
Here's
You
the
can
next
also-
powder keg.
Instead of likes, though, you can also head over to funmycomic.com.
Aerocomics.store. Buy some
Yeah.
Grab yourself, grab yourself a book to read.
Yeah. Support truly independent.
This from
work.
Bounding into Comics. Let's pull this up here. To this nobody's surprise at all. Genderqueer publisher refuses to answer questions about grooming children. 18 now. Showing 17. 17 what? 17 likes on my page. Oh,
Yeah.
well, cool. Thank you. Thanks, Glenn.
It's only showing 2 here.
Likes? 18 now. Okay.
Well, thank
Only
you.
showing 2 here.
Thank you, folks.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
I apologize for that beeping in the background.
Let's see this. Oni Press labels themselves as counterculture. What?
What?
What's
What was
that
that?
mean?
Yeah,
Oops, sorry.
whatever.
How are they counter?
there?
Like,
Luke, are you
They're
there?
fully culture.
No?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here.
Oni
I'm here.
Press labels itself as counterculture for the comics culture. Still, realistically, they push the same woke agenda as the rest of mainstream establishment entertainment, but to a more extreme level. At San Diego Comic-Con, the company had a Thursday panel outlining what their press has done over the last year. But all of them have been sacked. That's what they've done. With many of the books pushing LGBTQ content that borders on pornography, doesn't border at all. Go and look at a couple of them panels are that's Bounding into Comics being nice. That's a deep surprise. Publisher Hunter Goranson bragged about their woke content, stating in the panel that their book Genderqueer is one of the most banned books on the planet. That's well, yeah, but it's banned for all the wrong reasons, folks. Yeah, they're proud of it.
They're proud of that.
Those
Listen to
claims
them.
were backed up by articles in the New York Times promoting the book, leading one to wonder how a book is the most banned when the entire mainstream media establishment promotes it, because the entire mainstream establishment has not read it.
Sorry,
That's
when
the
they
problem.
say banned, do they mean it's entirely banned from, say, a library, or do they just mean it's been moved out of the younger reading section?
That's what they mean.
It's well,
Because
they
if you're
want
moving
they
it
want you
out
to
of,
think
if
that
all
it
you're
means-
doing, if all you're doing is moving it out of the younger reader section, that's not banning it. That's not.
No. That's moving.
That's
Putting it
not,
where it belongs.
That's just
Yep.
putting it where it should be. I mean,
Yes.
you know, on a personal perspective, I don't care what sex, gender, whatever it is. I don't want it taught to kids under the age of 11. Okay, I want kids to be kids, and a lot of what this has been, this is all just the follow up to years and years of making children consumers. Okay, let children be children, and then they can do what they need to do once they've got a little bit of life under their belt. You know, like I mean, I had the same with my kids when they were at school. It's like it was about sex education, and I assure you, there was when my kids were at school, there was nothing to do with gender swaps and all that kind of stuff. But it was like, no, why do they need to learn it at 6 and 7? Okay, they need to learn to be safe and trust and all that kind of stuff. But they don't need to be learning about sex. Certainly not explicit sexual acts. And again, it's different to biology. Biology is a science. That's a whole different aspect. So I you know, that's my personal opinion on it. But that does mean that I'm not into banning any books. Okay, just having them in the appropriate sections for the appropriate people to read them.
Yeah.
And I wonder if how much of that, it's been banned, is it just been moved out of a section, or has it actually been banned? And the idea that these people are in any way counterculture. But to do what counterculture is, right? If you think the government is here to help you, you're an idiot. Okay, that's counterculture. Okay, not this rubbish that they've been spouting. Right, they're far from counterculture. Exactly like Randy's saying, it's like they're just repeating the mantra of so much, you know, of the mainstream at the moment. But it'll all turn around.
RJ says the comrades are perpetually in revolution, even when they are the only ones in power. Yeah, Pojo says relocation isn't banning.
Yeah.
It's all newspeak, if you know Orwell. It's all a word game. Activists are masters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We need the Monty Python help. I'm being oppressed. Yes. We should clip that. Absolutely.
Sorry, the only one I've got is this one.
You see, your actions have consequences. When you oppress people, they rise up in a fiery anger.
It's the only one I got right now.
Very cool. The mail just ran. I got a payment for some artwork and one of EVS's Comic Gate ball caps. Yay.
Yay.
There, Grey Wolf. Good morning, chat. Hail from Frost Comics. Good morning, Frost Comics. Hope you're well.
Good morning,
Frost.
Give us a like. Luke, we can. Your heart monitor says you're good.
Yeah, it's battery's dying. I'm trying to call the nurse and fix it.
Well, that'll be a couple of hours. Anyway.
I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah, at least they're not having to come in. You're not waiting that long for them to come and change your diaper. So,
you should have saw it going off when I was pissed about AI art earlier.
I sat in crap for a couple of hours waiting for that to happen. Yeah, when I couldn't.
It was like Luke's pissed about something.
Yeah, beep,
it's such a
That was that constant tone we heard earlier, wasn't it? That's what it was.
Yes. That is what you heard.
What you need?
Battery's going dead.
Okay, hold on.
It's hollering at me.
So she blows on it. We'll get it to work.
She had a nice voice.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah.
Battery's not included. But that's a fantastic movie.
Oh, no. Anyway.
Her brother is a comic book artist.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I just lost that
Jason
article, and I
versus Freddy.
apologize for that. I can go get it
Sorry,
back here.
what was that? Luke?
Worked on Jason versus Freddy.
Oh, wow. There you go. Isn't that weird?
What was your brother's name again?
Jason Craig.
Jason Craig.
Ah.
I'll say hello to Jason. Artist Joe Bennett as artist renewal. Oh, I'm looking for that article again because I knocked.
Randy, you're so quick on those articles.
Yeah, thanks.
Come up.
Working on it. Yeah. Here we are. Boom. Okay.
There we go.
Thank you.
Let me pull that back in. Whoops, not with that.
Boomer juice activate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I don't know if they wanted money or they wanted something more sexual.
Danny DeVito.
I remember, completely unrelated, but I remember a little while ago, I was explaining to a friend what the Wonder Twins were. And then, like, I showed him a clip of it. And then they transformed themselves into an ice unicycle and octopus, and then rode off on the octopus, or I mean the octopus rode off on the unicycle made of ice, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Blood pressure chart by Page. Is that direct from the hospital there? Was
All right. Let's see where we left. The genderqueer book is advertised completely based on made-up words involving fake genders. Oni Press's website lists the book as discussing author Mia Kababi's made-up pronouns, which are em and ir, and that completely misses the mark as to why this book's in trouble. The description states Maya's intensely cathartic autobiography charts Ir journey of self-identity, which includes the mortification and confusion of adolescent crushes, grappling with how to come out to family and society, bonding with friends over erotic gay fan fiction, and facing the trauma of fundamental violation of pap smears.
Not to mention the graphic depiction on how to give another boy a blowjob.
Well, that's bordering on pornography, isn't it? So
no, that doesn't hit that border. That goes all the way across it.
Well, if it's an
illustration, that's the big problem with this book.
Does that count? I don't know.
It's a graphic illustrations pornography.
Right.
Okay. It's very graphic.
Told me about my website.
It's graphic enough so that we would get struck here on all of our platforms if we showed it to you. So
in that case, it doesn't matter whether it's a woman giving a man fellatio or the other way around or whatever. Pornography is pornography. Simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
September 2022.
Someone outside of the US, okay, from the UK's perspective, because Europe is a little looser on these things, and obviously the US does have a Christian aspect to it. Okay, it seems to me that there's a lot of disingenuous arguments on both sides of this. Like I say, it's just moving it. Relocation is not, banning, exactly as was said earlier in the chat, and the fact that the other side who say, oh my God, it's been banned, and effectively suggesting it was for the reasons of gender fluidity or because of some kind of bigotry against gay people, homophobia or whatever, when actually it's just a straight case of this is pornography and should not be in the kids section.
Bingo.
Do you see what I'm saying? It seems to be disingenuous in a lot of ways.
And if they were to go through and do slight edits, if the editor was on the ball, if they weren't doing this intentionally to shock and intentionally to get these kind of imagery out in front of the kids, they could go through and remove or creatively edit that book down where all of the controversy, all of it would go away.
I don't see why
kids could read that book and they can get their message across with the same effectiveness without giving instructions on how to do a BJ.
Exactly. I don't see why. I don't see why, if you're going to talk to younger people, kids, whatever, about this kind of subject, that it instantly needs to go to the graphic end of sexual activity. I thought they were talking about people's identity. I thought they were talking about people's identity. Well, if it's about your identity, you don't need to go straight into the actual sexual acts.
Bingo. I don't really care if it talks about the identity. I actually have the pages in question, but I can't show them because my channel will get taken down.
Yeah. So it says all you need to know.
Yes.
It shows the cartoon mouth.
And we're talking about it. We're talking about a permaban on YouTube.
But I have to say, once again, looking at it from an outside perspective, seeing what the last 5 or 6 years have been like from a British perspective, watching the US, it's like it's constantly adversarial and very disingenuous. A lot of the arguments, it's okay for one person to do something, but not for someone else. And, it seems like there's a lot of it around politics, but I don't think it is all about that. It's about culture. And it's about a very small percentage of people insisting that things should be a certain way. And if you don't believe that way, then you're evil. There's no discussion. There's no engagement. It's just you're evil and that's the end of it.
No.
That's not very helpful, and it
Yep.
certainly doesn't make culture move forward.
Sorry, Chris, she's not single.
Well, and that them doing this does not help the discussion. It helps to
No,
muddy
it
the
doesn't.
waters.
No.
And it
it's
gives
like
them, though it does give them the publicity.
Yeah, it's like instantly
So they-
moving to ad hominems about people doesn't help. You know, you want to engage in discussions about real situations, real subjects. It's like the whole thing. You know, not that I know a huge amount about it, but like the whole thing with, you know, the Black Lives Matter stuff that all happened 2 years ago and the riots and what have you. Nobody was actually talking about the socio-political aspects of why this guy was doing what he was doing when he died at the hands of a police officer. Okay, it was all just blown up into good, bad, instead of, well, let's discuss and find out exactly what's going on underneath it all. And it seemed very, again, I don't know a lot about the subject because I am what I am. And also I'm from another country because it's completely different. Race relations are completely different in the UK than they are in the States. And it just seemed frustrating to just see how it was just, nobody was actually engaging.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like that in so many subjects.
A lot of these folks are putting out this this content that is clearly, you know, it's not for kids. Their kink is their identity, right? Some might even say degeneracy is their identity, because you can see different groups like Gays Against Groomers, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Completely different, you know, perspective on the whole thing. They're not indoctrinating kids, but these other people are.
Yeah, that's right. And like it seems to be those few people. I mean, I'm trying to wear dresses alone, but okay, Chris, that's fine. It seems to be those a very few amount of people that are making the trouble. It's like people can be what they want to be. They can do what they want to do. You know, we don't live in a medieval world anymore, where you'll be, you know, killed if you're wearing a dress or whatever, as Chris knows. So it's very confusing, very upsetting. But like, you know, with this particular piece with this book, it seems to me like the publishers are simply just there to try and get themselves, you know, some kind of higher level of attention. Yeah, that's all it's really. I don't believe any of them believe what they're doing. It's just attention.
Well, and also
grabbing,
it needs to be
in
pointed
an
out,
industry in an industry that's falling away, where everybody, like the crabs in a bucket, they're just trying to draw in as much attention as possible in whatever way they'll do it.
And I don't know if this article points it out or not. I probably should go through and read the rest of it. But they have lost their president, vice president, and all of their marketing department since this book has come out. And all of those people were responsible for getting that book out to the market. Oni Press stated they enlisted the help of the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund to try to fight against these, school districts that don't think it's the public place to force illicit content in front of children. All of these fight against these school districts that don't think it's the public's place to force explicit content in front of children. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That doesn't, anyway. Back in September 22, CBLDF celebrated a judge dismissing a lawsuit trying to label the book as obscene. And that's only on a technicality, by the way. In a blog post, the organization stated, Tuesday marked a victory for Maya Kababi, and her graphic novel Gender Queer, as a Virginia judge dismissed a lawsuit against it. The case that targeted both Gender Queer and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, which I've never heard of before, would have labeled both books obscene. Interim director Jeff Trexler, as a Comic Book Legal Defense Fund initiate, was co-counsel on the case with Stephen Emmett representing Kobabe. And again, that was only removed on a technicality. So there will still be more attempts to get this through. Bounding into Comics confronted the publisher at San Diego Comic-Con, asking the publisher why they would advocate for placing sexually explicit content in front of children and advocating for the irreversible body mutilation of minors. Garrison answered our inquiry with, "What outlet are you from?" And upon hearing the name of our website, he replied, "No comment," and ran off. It appears to Oni Press that free speech only cuts one way. And then there's a text or a tweet here by John De La Rose. Wow, Oni Press has no comment as to whether it's appropriate to put sexual explicit materials in front of children. Why is that hard to answer? Well, because
I think
what they're doing.
I think to a degree as well, a lot of this gets mixed up. Okay, so my question to them would have been, why do you think it's okay to put sexually explicit work in front of minors? Okay, I would not have added the whole other stuff about surgical intrusion and all that. That is a different argument. Okay,
yeah,
whether you agree with it or don't agree with it.
Yeah,
don't
it
muddy,
goes off. It goes off
don't
topic
muddy
for
the
what
water.
the book is too. Yep.
Okay, don't muddy the water. As soon as you muddy the water, you get people on one side and people on the other. It's pretty straightforward, and if you don't agree with it, there must be something a little bit wrong with you, that you don't want minors to be seeing explicit material of whatever persuasion. It doesn't matter whether it's heterosexual or heteronormal, normative, or whatever you want to call it. You just don't want them seeing it, okay? Because you want kids to be kids, okay? And as soon as you start adding in those other viewpoints and those other aspects and maybe some of the political aspects, you lose the point that you have. And the point that they had, as in, is it okay? Do you think as a publisher it's okay to put explicit material in front of kids?
Well, that
is
is
the
typical
gotcha
of
question. That's the gotcha
John De La Rose,
question.
though.
Yeah,
it is.
But that's the gotcha question.
Yeah.
The rest of it muddies the water. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Stay
that is
on
typical of
stay
John
on
De La Rose.
target.
Or again, simply, why doesn't Oni Press go through and edit that book?
Yeah,
because they welcome the controversy. They welcome that pornography, that obscene edge in there, knowing that they're going to be able to mostly get it dismissed, but there's going to come a time when they're not going to get away with it. There'll be a judge up there that will judge that book obscene, because in a lot of in everybody's personal communities, they would judge that book as obscene, and YouTube would judge that book as obscene.
Yeah, and on the point of them being counterculture, they're not. Okay, what they're doing is doing what an awful lot of corporations and businesses, large businesses, do. They're simply playing around the rules, playing around the outside of it, in order to gain attention.
Yes,
that's all they're doing here. That is all they're doing. There's no crusade here. It's hideous.
Degeneracy is not counterculture.
No, exactly. No.
They're liars.
Yeah,
that's all they are.
Absurdly wealthy Pedro.
I'll let the picture speak for me.
People identify with their activities due to lack of proper view of the self. In the 70s, a married person who openly slept around was a swinger. Now they identify as polyamorous. Yeah.
There's only one thing I hate more than lying: skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk.
Public schools are trying to take more and more of the parents' responsibilities. That's true. But the parents are rising up. I mean, we just recently here in Lapeer, a little small town to the city to the west of me, had a genderqueer discussion on their parental night. I don't know how that worked out, but the media made it clear that they were horribly uneducated as to what the material was in the book. So, for sure, red dress, the state wants to raise your kids. Yep, good little soldiers. They're good little
tax slaves.
Yeah, tax slaves. Wouldn't a simple for adults only label fix that stupid drama? It absolutely would, John.
Yeah,
and that's the whole point here. The big problem is that they made it. It was created. It was drawn intentionally to hit the schools. They appealed it, then they marketed it straight to schools and to libraries to put it in their kids sections under a graphic novel, and it looks like a funny book, which disarmed everybody until the parents actually opened up and found that page and went ballistic.
Yeah,
and now the word is out to everybody, or especially through the parental groups and through the right-wing groups and the conservative groups, anybody with a sense of decency, really. that this book should not be read by kids. When with a little bit of editing, they could leave it in the section that it's in, with an adults only label, which is what it should have, absolutely. And it can be put in its proper place in the library and still available for everyone.
But again, just what you mentioned there, this should never be associated with right wing. Okay.
That's true.
This is
just common sense.
This is just common sense.
Yep.
I am not right wing. Okay. I'm not left wing either, but I am not right wing. I would never consider myself in that way whatsoever. But I have certain lines in the sand. One of those is to not show minors inappropriate material. It's just straightforward. It's pretty basic.
Lines of common sense.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
There used to be a day when we didn't have to call it common sense.
Yeah.
Because it was.
Because it was just accepted.
Just accepted.
At no point
when
we make that a political issue. It's not a political issue.
No.
I blame TikTok.
It's human decency.
Yep.
Yeah.
Public decency.
I blame Wonder Woman.
Human decency has gone out the window with just the lack of foundational values. Like, there's a huge conversation you can have about that whole thing, but it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. This whole article, these people, all of it. Just go back to your dark hole in the ground and stay there, right into the oubliette. Close the gates. Just go away.
My basement already flooded, Whiskey. Thanks, Budweiser. Oi, oi, oi.
I think that's sorry. Just to finish off, that's why it makes these subjects difficult to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. Because people bring in so many other aspects into one argument. There's a simple argument here: just don't show inappropriate material to minors. Forget everything else about it. Just move everything else. That's all subjective. Everything else is subjective. Fine, you can have an argument about that. Don't care. Okay, that's the basic premise here. It's pretty simple to move through. So
it's like
let's
this weekend.
talk about comics.
It's like this weekend I had a conversation with someone at the comic convention about Storytime with Drag Queens. And it really comes down to, I don't really care if you take your kid to that. Just don't host at the public library, because I don't support it, and my tax dollars go to support the public library.
Yeah.
If a coffee shop wanted to do it, let them. That's fine. I don't have to go there, right?
Yeah, it's a choice.
It's when you make it a public thing, where people that don't agree with it have to support it. I have a problem with that.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
So what other comic articles do we got, Randy?
Got a couple.
That's it, really.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Don't believe it.
Come on.
There's more in there.
Well, we got one about sales lagging, but that's not new.
Well, it's new.
It's newly written, but it's
it's got new information.
It's content.
It's got new information.
New information has come to light. Comic sales lag in weak spring.
Right.
Let me display the article so that you can see what I'm talking about. Weak spring. It's what's between the covers. Comic retailers reported weak sales for spring 2023. And as is usually the case when comics or any entertainment medium has a sustained period of lackluster engagement, there's a general agreement that the problem is between the covers of the books that are coming to market, especially from Marvel Comics and DC Comics. Duh, you're only about 7-8 years late, at least 10 years probably. There's not a lot that a retailer can do about product that isn't exciting to customers. John Robinson of Midwest retail chain Graham Crackers Comics says, it's not like publishers are trying to publish mediocre product. If they like every event to count and grab the public's attention, it's just not happening. Asked about Marvel and DC sales, Bob Schaefer of Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy in San Antonio, Texas, had much the same observation. They're trending down because many retailers that I've spoken to, including myself, because he speaks to himself all the time, don't really see that there's much of a coherent As do
So
most
that's on
retailers.
par. That's
Yeah.
on par for most retailers. Yeah.
That's true. You're in this business long enough.
You start talking to yourself.
That's what happens.
Drives you crazy.
It does. They're trending down because many retailers that I've spoken to, including myself, don't really see that there's much of a coherent editorial vision with them. He told us they're chasing the same thing or chasing whatever they believe is the hot new thing. And
Well, that just sounds like a bunch of hot bigotry, if you ask me.
It is just
hot
terrible.
bigotry.
And across the country in California, San Francisco retailer Brian Hibbs of Comics Experience is singing the same song. It's across the board that periodicals are having a lot of trouble, he said. By and large, it's because the publishers have not been doing the thing they need to do, which is trying to increase their market. and
Which
get
is
new
trying to
customers
make
in.
decent comics.
Yeah, exactly. They're just trying to maximize the amount of money that they're getting from the people who are already buying comics, which worked for a little while, 30 years, but then it stopped working because people can smell sincerity. Yeah, there's sincerity.
And now I used to think you'd have to get a specially trained dog for that.
You usually do. Hibbs noted that the level of talent working on comics had declined, which was affecting the content pipeline. In this particular moment, the major issue that I see is people doing things outside of the market, he observed. It's all your fault, you silly independent people, he observed. By that, I mean doing Kickstarters, selling their books and whatnot, Substack. That took a lot out of the marketplace when the top 10, top 20, or top 50 creators all went off to work in a different market for a year or two. Just a
Well,
year
they
or
won't
two.
carry indies.
Yeah. They
If
refuse.
you carry them, we'd sell them there.
What is it that I think it was Hibbs? One of these marketers said that carrying indies in their shop was the equivalent of a Mercy F.
Yeah, right. Well, okay. Well, in that case,
That's
you know,
exactly what they said.
Now
a
you're
lot of
closing
these
down. Take it.
Yep, a lot of these people aren't working for Marvel or DC or even Image to get the material out there. If you don't have big name people doing big name material at the big name companies, that's where then where's the excitement in the market?
how do you get big name people? You get big name people by fostering decent talent and by having a meritocracy for your talent finding. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You don't get top names when all you do is have average people working for you.
Right.
I'm going to be in trouble for that. I can tell.
And you pay them.
Yeah, pay them properly. Yeah, and then you'll get top business. Yeah.
You check a box the majority of the people don't care about. You can write my book. You can write a book for me. Come on.
It's based.
That's
on
how Sana
diversity
Amanat was hired.
Over.
No, Sana Amanat was hired because she had a very powerful family who were very big in politics and could get her any job she wanted.
Well, she weaseled in.
Yay, nepotism.
That's the official explanation that Axel Alonso gave for
Although, in all fairness, nepotism has been in the comics industry for an awful long time.
Ever.
Yeah. So it's not like it's a new thing.
No, the only reason Stan got his job was from attrition and the fact that he was the nephew of Martin Goodman, who owned the company. Yeah. Yep.
But he did at least love comics. So
yeah,
eventually
he learned to love comics. Yeah, because there was no place else he was going to go.
No.
Which explains why he's losing sales. Robinson of Graham Crackers also rude the weaker talent rosters. Lots of C-list creators put on major talents or events, he said. Less and less artists are willing to do interiors.
I'll do interiors. I'm here.
We can all do them. They just have to pay us.
Just hire us, everybody.
Well, I tell you what, I'll do it really cheap. I'd do it. If you gave me a good story, I'd do it cheap.
That's the caveat that you're not going
to
recover. The full-length version of this article with sales data from the participating retailers appeared in Internal Correspondence 104 and is only available through a paywall. Yay!
Yay, paywalls. We love them.
Yay, paywalls. That's where the real figures are. You pay us first, and maybe we'll tell you some conjuration. Do who? You need a shower.
Yes, please.
Napoleon was into comics. So I think it's whoever has institutional power uses it for censorship. And right now, the left has institutional power. So they censor the right, forcing the right to being free speech advocates. Yep. Well,
yeah, forcing them into being because they were never free speech advocates in the past.
Nope.
No.
Did you get your shower?
No.
Has it been a while since I did this?
Yeah, it has been. I didn't get my shower. No. I'll have my home nurse.
In my
shower.
hospital, they hosed me down like Shawshank Redemption.
Sorry.
I eat my wife. Oh, my wife. Give me my shower today.
They wheeled us in on a bed and then they pulled out the fire hose.
Hey, there's some good news that
that's what they did.
Yeah, there's that Kathleen Kennedy article in there.
And then she looked at the lady who was hosing me down, looked at me and said, "So you're going to a nursing home? You don't want to be there too long, because most of the people that go in never come out."
And you said, "Don't worry, I won't."
Yeah.
And these deeply personal conversations brought to you by.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Yeah, fundmycomic.com. Where are we looking? Publisher refuses to answer. Nope.
No. We've got a Kathleen Kennedy thing, apparently. I love ads.
This is the only show in the universe where you're going to get comic professionals talking about sponge baths.
Right. So I know somebody asked, they come in late. Yeah, I'm in the hospital. I picked up some sick at the convention this weekend. And so
Gem City.
Gross.
Yep.
Yeah, Gem City. It's more like Phlegm City.
Phlegm City.
Yeah, so yeah, I picked up some sick over there. And given my history, we had to jump into the hospital to be careful. When you only got 30% of your lungs left, you don't play around with those.
No, that's fair enough.
Nobody scream.
Fair enough. It's exciting times, guys.
Nobody be frightened by the ghost on the screen, please.
The Crypt Keeper up there?
And yeah, that's what your heart monitor says.
Yeah.
Rumor. Oh, let me get rid of this ad here. It's irritating and in the way.
I just can't wait for it not to be a rumor. But even then, like, it's a dead horse already.
Yeah, don't think it's going to change.
No, they'll just
I don't
replace
think
the
so.
next horrible thing.
With the next, monster.
Yep, I'm going to have to
Walking
mix that
travesty.
here.
Although there is
It's
I
not
don't know
going
if it's in this article or not, but there's talk of Favreau getting the job, isn't there?
Favreau's the actor. Right?
He was the guy that was on
playing
he
Iron
was
Man.
on but he was involved with the thing that they had on recently, the one with the Boba Fett clone.
Yeah, Favreau did the Mandalorian, but
yeah, that's it.
I'm not so
Mandalorian.
sure that he's gonna. I'm not so sure he's gonna stick around.
Because
of Kennedy.
But I heard a rumor that she is going to go and he's going to be the one that they want. I mean, if they did that, it would be better.
I was fighting
Randy, did you kick yourself?
No, I was fighting to post that article and something slammed me out of the whole thing.
It's Disney.
And now I can't get the private chat to kick up.
The mouse got you.
Mouse
must have been.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh,
Whoa.
we're talking about us.
We're gonna come in there. We're gonna kill you. Oh.
Oh.
Napoleon was into comics. Nope. Yeah, my mother-in-law had to transfer to nursing home here in town that nearly let her die and sent to a hospital in Nashville. Damage was already done. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Gray.
Yeah, man.
It's very unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
Sucks.
I'm not getting anything in the private chat now.
Well, that's okay.
And Luke's having a hard time hanging on. It looks like.
And then Russ has left us.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm just no. Sorry.
Speaking of, what are you working on there, Russ?
Nah, he just bounced on the last season of Mando show because he was tired of KK garbage.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Let's get a palate cleanser in here. It's what are you working on, Russ? Can you show us?
I'm working on Cole.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything in the private chat now.
I think we're waiting for what's
There
that
you
about
go.
in comics? Animated Watchmen and Crisis on Infinite Earths feature
There it
film
is.
coming from DC Studios. That sounds good. Let's end on a positive.
Pull it in here.
When did you want to go, Thomas?
Well, as soon as you're off, really.
I thought you said 5.
I said 22.5.
Oh right, okay.
But
All right.
any time from
Okay.
now.
All right.
Animated Watchmen and Crisis on Infinite Earths feature films coming to DC Studios in 2024. I don't even know they were working on one.
Cool.
DC can't quit Alan Moore, even though he hasn't worked there in years, and is returning to his well again for another adaptation of his most celebrated work. It was announced at San Diego Comic-Con that Watchmen is being turned into an animated movie that is scheduled for release in 2024, and it won't be the only famed story becoming a feature-length cartoon. Oh, there's that damn ad.
I mean, the story is great as it is. So, like,
nope, I
it could
shouldn't
be
have hit
good. It could be terrible.
Yeah, it depends if they change it or not.
Well, even if they don't change it, they can still put the process.
Yep.
It was HBO.
It would
Sorry,
be
I keep hitting an X on here, and it's just not doing.
like if they did
Yeah,
the
it's
art
losing.
all weird, for example, it could be terrible.
It is. Yeah, if it's HBO, it's gonna be crap, isn't it?
Dark Horizons reports a Crisis on Infinite Earths adaptation is also on the way next year. It is being sold as a Justice League movie, and the announcement of it, along with Watchmen, was made at San Diego after a screening of the upcoming release Justice League War World. This latter feature is animated and set in the Tomorrowverse that started in 2020. And I can't.
Tomorrowverse.
Now it's moving. Let's blow that up. That's what it says.
See some
The
movies
continuity
over there.
began with Superman. Great power comes great responsibility. No, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and carried on into Justice Society World War II, which was really a good cartoon. Green Lantern, Beware My Power, and Legion of Superheroes. Crisis will be part of the same universe, but when it comes to Watchmen, things are less clear. Odds favor a more faithful adaptation of the graphic novel than Zack Snyder's complete with the giant squid monster. One could only hope. But other than an R rating, full details have not been released, and it doesn't appear this new animated version will play a part in the Tomorrowverse. DC already incorporated Watchmen into the mainline continuity, but with Before Watchmen and Doomsday Clock, which turned Dr. Manhattan into a force to be reckoned with in the multiverse and beyond. After years in development hell, Zack Snyder finally realized the Hollywood dream of a live-action Watchmen movie, though he cut some corners with the story despite the extended cut that included a depiction of Curse of the Black Freighter. HBO revisited the property in 2019 with a miniseries that ignored Snyder's version and used the comics as a starting point. A firm release window within the coming year for Watchmen and Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths has not been determined. That from what was that, Bounding into Comics?
I thought the series had nothing to do with the comics.
I didn't watch it.
No, neither did I. No.
2 more articles in there. The last one is a positive note to end on.
Shall we? Well, we're over 2 hours, Luke. We're at 2.5 right now, just about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
For
let's
nerds,
see
we
here.
don't have
Elon
lives.
Musk changing race.
Elon Musk buys Arrow Comics. There you go.
Anytime he wanted to do that, I'd be more than open for negotiations because Arrow doesn't really have a dollar value. Anyway, if he wants to throw a couple million my way, though, I'll make it get some dollar value in a hurry.
Goes from Arrow Comics to Nerf Comics. Nerf
There's an article in there by Eric July.
X Comics.
Do Nerf Comics.
X
Comics. Love to do that. That would be
X-Comics,
fun.
yeah.
That'd be a great.
X-Comics.
That'd be a great lawsuit to chase off. Yeah.
Right.
Be a great lawsuit to chase off. Eric July and the Rippaverse announced blacklisted Marvel Comics artist Joe Bennett as artist on Alpha Corp.
Yeah, I heard how he
Shortly
got
after
blacklisted.
surpassing 2 mil in sales from ISOM 2.
You want to pull the article up so we can see it?
Did he?
Did you know how he got black? Because he was accused of being anti-Semitic, wasn't he?
Sorry?
Because he put a Jewish name on a jeweler's window.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre because, like, you know, isn't it something
that
like
what it is?
16 or 17% of the gross national income or whatever it is of Israel is the diamond trade.
Jewels, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you have seen there are lots of, you know, certainly in London there are definitely jewelers with Jewish names on them. I don't see how it's anti-Semitic. I just don't get it.
Oh, I don't think it is.
No, it's ridiculous.
But enough people complain on TikTok and enough people believe it. There you go.
Yep.
They use these things
shortly
these
after surpassing
nonsense-
2 million.
So they use these nonsense calls just like that.
Hmm.
Not because, you know, that person is anti-Semitic, it's because they're not towing the line, right? They're not a carbon copy of them. And the people that, you know, make those stupid or nonsense up, the only people they like are people that capitulate to their worldview. So they can use anything under the sun. They can call it whatever the heck they want. And, you know, it achieves the same result. Dude gets canceled. They get what they want.
Horrible.
You know, it's just an excuse.
He's a great artist as well.
Yeah, just an excuse to get rid of him, I think. You know, it's easier to you know, make up something egregious about someone that you don't want to be working with for whatever reason than it is just to say,
You must have said something wrong in a Twitter. Yeah.
Or in a meeting or something. Somebody took a dislike to him.
It's like
Bennett
what
was
Kramer on
blacklisted
Seinfeld.
by Marvel Comics back in September 21. What?
I'm saying it's like Kramer and Seinfeld. What do you mean you don't want to wear the ribbon?
I don't want to wear the ribbon.
Yeah.
But you have to wear the ribbon.
Bennett was blacklisted by Marvel Comics back in September of 21 with a Marvel spokesman informing Games Radar that Bennett would not be working on any future Marvel products and that he had been relieved of his duties of the upcoming Timeless #1. Marvel's blacklisting of Bennett came after Immortal Hulk writer Al Ewing announced he would no longer be working with Bennett after a 2017 political cartoon supporting Brazilian politician and former president Jair Bolsonaro, created by
Jar Jar
Bennett,
Binks.
I got it wrong. It was because of that, not because of
began
the
making the rounds
jewelry
on
store.
social media. Yeah.
No. Although, from what I think, as I remember it wasn't. I mean, where is the direct Jewish reference in there? Or is it just that they don't like Bolsonaro?
I don't know. It was over the Brazilian cartoon, though. That's what they're saying.
Right.
Bolsonaro. Yeah. Actually, Al Ewing didn't like Bolsonaro.
Oh, Al Ewing. Right. Okay. He didn't like Bolsonaro. And so he didn't like this guy liking.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that down the bottom? Are they trying to make out that is in some way a Jewish reference?
Where?
Well, down the bottom, the bottom
cartoon?
of the illustration. Yeah. Are they trying to make it? Because if you think that, then you're seeing racism because you're racist.
Right.
In my view, I don't see anything that's Jewish there.
Define racism. in the oddest places.
Similar with what's her name? The Harry Potter person, the creator of that.
JD whatever.
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling.
And like they said the same thing with the goblins in that one. It's just like you're drawing those comparisons. You're a weirdo.
Yeah. If you're seeing that, then that's you seeing that, which kind of makes you the racist.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it's like a little while ago when they were going on about orcs. Well, orcs are racist. It's like, are they? I don't see them as racist. I thought that they were just some kind of monster. I didn't see it as racist at all.
Because if you look at an orc and see a black person, you're probably racist.
You're probably racist, exactly. Yeah. That's well, there you go. Silly.
Just got to run some errands. Wife's getting pretty antsy, ready to go to Walmart. LOL. Good luck, Grey Wolf.
Good luck with Walmart.
Record anything that's what he's going on. Fine.
That's what he's going on. Is it Alpha?
Go viral. Yeah. It's going on Alpha Core. I'm trying to have breakfast and fight my older brother's pit bull pups from eating my sandals. I'm told.
I hope. Yeah, it's to say. I hope your feet aren't in them.
DC can't quit him because he's a socialist who can write. Not like their diversity hires.
Right.
John says, given their history of ignoring source material, I have no hopes for the Watchmen.
I'm afraid I'm with John. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna have to be a small miracle if that's a faithful adaptation.
I'm gonna have to dip out, guys, because I've got to go do some stuff.
All right. Well, wait a minute. Russ, tell folks where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me at russleach.com. Everything you need to know will be there. All connections, all networks, social medias, everything. It's all there. russleach.com.
Send all your hate mail there.
Send all your hate mail there, yeah. Thank you very much for letting me on. I don't normally come on this thing. I just had to come on and vent. So thank you very much for allowing me the room to vent. And I hope you're feeling better soon, Luke.
Thank you, yeah. I'm feeling quite good, actually.
Good stuff. Okay, guys. Nice to see you all. Thanks very much. I'll see you.
That's the steroids
tomorrow.
And the threat of a bath. That's it. Anyway. All right, Russ.
See you all tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Bye.
We'll see you. Russ will be back on tomorrow morning on Indie Comics Network and Comics by Night as we go over a wonderful book by Alex Toth. So we'll talk about that in a sec.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's what?
Let's pull up that Fund My Comic campaign, and we can close out with that. And get the heck out of here.
Let me see here.
Get some work done.
I have to pack for a show. Actually, I have to touch up the paint on the kitchen, and then it'll finally be done. Oh my God!
Finally.
It's 2-3 weeks on it. It's driving me crazy. I'm looking for it here. It must have been dropped down in the ratings. Off of Fund My Comic.
Maybe a little bit.
What's there on the top here?
Impatiently waiting.
It gets moved every day.
Yeah, there it is. Got it. Okay. Got it. This website, blah, blah, blah.
Thanks for driving today, Randy.
Huh?
Thanks for driving today. I couldn't have done it.
No problem.
Not for my current captivity.
There we go, folks. Fund My Comics out of obscurity.
21 backers.
21 backers.
63% funded.
63% funded.
Now, if you haven't seen
Shall we run the
this
trailer?
book,
do it.
Or if you haven't seen some of the stuff here, like you got giants on here, or like amazing artists like Jose Garcia, and you should really check that stuff out.
Could you hear it all right?
No.
Couldn't hear it?
No.
Journey into the boundless. Huh?
Now we got it. Yeah.
You got it? All right.
Now we hear it. Yeah.
Cool. Here we go. Get ready for an exhilarating journey into the boundless world of imagination. Welcome, comic book enthusiasts, to the extraordinary realm of Out of Obscurity. This groundbreaking anthology, published
by Arrow Comics unveils a legion of aspiring creators, each eager to leave their mark on the industry. Prepare to be captivated as they breathe new life into obscure public domain characters, creating their own unique tales within the pages of this awe-inspiring collection. Out of Obscurity is a testament to the unwavering passion and creative prowess of these emerging talents. They have meticulously resurrected forgotten heroes and heroines, spinning intricate yarns that span the ages. Brace yourself for action-packed battles, mind-bending mysteries, and heartwarming triumphs that will transport you to uncharted territories of excitement. By supporting our Fund My Comic campaign, you become an essential part of this historic endeavor. Together, we can catapult these aspiring creators towards their dreams of comic book glory. Join us on this epic odyssey and witness the birth of new legends. Your generous contributions will not only help us bring Out of Obscurity to life, but also grant you access to exclusive rewards, including remarkable artwork, signed copies, and behind-the-scene glimpses. Embrace the spirit of adventure, for within these pages, untold wonders await. Together, let us ignite the spark of greatness within these visionary talents and redefine the landscape of the comic book universe. Be a part of history and make Out of Obscurity a reality.
Obscure public domain characters.
That's a
written by
handsome-looking
obscure
monkey right there.
creatives.
Yep.
Bringing them both out of obscurity with this project. It's a big win.
It certainly is. And like I was saying before, like
Yep.
a lot of the artists on that are really great. Like Jose Garcia, one of the illustrators. You got what is it? T Bunny doing I think a story on what's the Rex Fury.
Rex Fury, yeah.
It's
Canales, McDougal. Yeah.
Super old guy.
A lot of up and coming talent there. Just coming out the woodwork.
Some work on that by Matt Fowler.
Clock strikes.
Yep.
And if we hit our goal, hey, there'll be another story in there by me.
Yep.
Featuring the Golden Age Daredevil and Silver Streak.
Speaking of Silver Streak, that's what you get when an old person goes running down the street naked.
That's what you get when you're 15 years into marriage. But anyway. It's Out of Obscurity, folks. Go in there and take a look. Buy in. It's a great anthology. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Make that bird dance for us.
Make that bird dance.
Is there a digital?
There is. It's a $10 digital on that. This is going to easily be 90 pages, probably to 100, maybe. Once we add the more, if we hit our stretch goal, add Randy's story. Spank is going to be introducing each one of the stories as it is, and then we're going to have some bio information on all the creators present in the book as well.
A digital for those. I know people are pushing the idea that you want to read comics, but a digital tier is a great way to read comics when you're a collector and you want to collect stuff, and you can get both the digital and you can grab yourself the physical copy, put the physical copy in a case or something and protect it, and then you can pass it on to a generation, generations down the road, and then you can read the the digital tier. And the great thing about digital tiers is that they're going to go directly to the artists and writers and all that stuff, and helps them out quite a bit. So if you are reading the books, it helps to buy both if you can. You don't have to, but it's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah, we're doing this thing to help promote these people. A lot of times, when you're trying to get your name out, trying to get publishing credits, you'll wind up spending a lot of time and effort advertising and things like that.
Yeah.
So everybody just kind of put their work together. We really went through the whole editorial process with everybody so that we could really do some educational aspect of the process as well. And, this is going to be a great opportunity for people to have books on their table. They can get out right away and start tabling at conventions once this book comes out. And, how great is it to have an Arrow Comics credit on your name? I'm pretty proud of it. I'm damn proud of it. So.
Frost says the Watchmen HBO series is written after the comic and was written by idiots. Called Jews, goblins, how dare you, to the right for their racism. Yep. Glenn says, see you tomorrow, Russ. Thanks for coming on, Russ. Have a good one. Get better, Luke. Been praying for you, buddy. RJ says. Nice. That's good. And Frost says, what an awesome comic book anthology. These stories look great, and whoever wrote Super Guy is probably really cool and attractive and worth following on social media and reading his comics.
It might go by Frost Comics.
Frost Comics wrote that. Canales. Yeah. How's that? Yowza, that's a lot of pages. Wowza, that's a lot of pages.
It is. We're not.
That's a lot of.
Each story is anywhere between 8 to 10 pages.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not cutting any corners on this. It's no half measures.
Well,
Good stuff.
My story might be 6.
That's fine.
We might take it out.
6 is fine. You can take it to 8. You can do whatever you want.
I'll take it to 8. Thank you.
I don't know if you noticed, but you can do whatever you want.
I'm the boss.
Yeah.
No. Anyway.
It's good to be king.
Good to be king. EIC. That's right. Go over to aerocomics.store, folks. Go over to fundmycomics.com. Take a look at the, not just Out of Obscurity, but all of the other campaigns that are running over there. If you haven't bought into Bronze Star, if you haven't gotten into some of those other great campaigns, you're really missing out. I think The Fool is still listed there way in the back.
Yep.
I think that's still up for another little bit yet, that those books need to be fulfilled. They're in your hands. Just waiting to...
Going out tomorrow.
Going out tomorrow.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Going out tomorrow before I head out of town.
There you are.
Yep.
All right. I think that's it.
All right. You guys know the drill.
We know the drill. Whiskey, tell folks where they can find you if you want to be found.
Yeah, I want to be found at, you can find me on the new, formerly Twitter, the artist formerly known as Twitter at, you can blow me up there, Randy.
Yes.
I had you up there before.
There you go. And yeah, so I do 3D models, and recently working on a comic of my own called Driftwood. If you ever need any action figures, made of your comic book characters, you can find me on the, on formerly Twitter, and send me a direct message, and we'll get you hooked up. I can pretty much make anything you can, conceivably think of, and you just find me there, send me a message, and we'll get you action figured set up as quickly as possible.
All right.
Bingo.
Luke, anything you want to say?
LukeStoneStudios.com. Follow me over there. Join my mailing list. Got a lot of cool things doing. Hopefully this weekend I'll have a free blurb and synopsis or trailer worksheet to help you better put together those blurbs and announcements for your comics. It's something that's coming in handy for a lot of people using fundmycomic.com. I think you'll find some benefit out of that. I got fresh videos going up every week on YouTube, or at least trying to anyway.
Blowing your voice out on it. Yes.
Yeah. This week not so good. This week not so good with all that. Yeah, the voice is pretty well shot right now. But so I'll be going on vocal rest after we hang up here.
There we are.
But you guys build up more than you tear down and leave the woodpile. Higher than you found it.
And if you haven't gone over to fundmycomics.com, you need to go over there and take a good look at all the different campaigns that are going on. Take a look at those dollar figures and know that Fund My Comics is out there to help you and not hinder you on your campaigns and getting the marketing done, getting your word out as much as possible. That's why Luke's doing those videos, to try to help you get everything set up on your campaigns as easily and quick as possible, so that we can get up there and you can get promoted just like everybody else that you see up there. So Go there, and if you haven't thought about using Fund My Comic as your platform of choice, you should really consider doing it. Not just for the money that you're saving, but for the help that you're giving yourself and the other campaigns at the same time. Because every new eye, and we've had a lot of great new eyes on that site over the last couple of months. There's more people coming on all the time, and you'll see it's only going to grow. It's only going to go up from here, and we can always use your help for that.
And a lower platform fee. Keep more of your own money.
Yep.
Tell your friends, get on over there. And and these guys are really friendly, so you can send a message. There's directly on the website. There's a link to the Discord. You can find collaborations with other artists there. If you want to start your own books, you want to get involved. There's a huge, dare I say, community of people joining together, creating comic books.
We're a group. We're a group. We don't try to be a community. Yeah. It all depends upon your definition of community.
A loosely knit group of chaotic individuals, all trying to make comics and all trying to help each other out. Go check it out.
Cads
hopefully
and
we'll
Nefarious
see you
people. Yep.
Hopefully we'll see you in the chat.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Comics by Night. If you haven't gone over there, Indie Comics Network and Randy Zim YouTube channel, we're going to be covering Toth, One for the Road, which is a rare book of Alex Toth's work that he did in Cartoons and Dragtoons magazine. Truly a master of sequential art, being given free reign to have fun and tell drag and cartoon stories, comic stories, sequentially, and he just knocks the wall out with ingenuity and just some really great, incredible stuff here that very, very few people have seen. This book is really rare. I think it sold out just as soon as it was published, and I don't think they've done another printing of it since. And if you go over to eBay, you can see exactly what people are asking for that book, and you'll know that there's important stuff inside, and you don't want to miss it. That's Comics by Night, 5 a.m. over on the Indie Comics Network,
where you can find
lowest platform fee for any crowdfunding site, baby.
Randy, Russ Leach, and Glenn
Fleming. As we talk about this stuff.
Yep.
We just got done spending time on Watchmen. Speaking of Watchmen, we went through every issue, spent an episode on every issue. It was amazing stuff. We had a couple of great reference books. It was a lot of fun to do. We're very happy to do it. And we're looking at this as being the palate cleanser. A little bit more lighter, a little bit more fun, but great comics. So also Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. we do the Sunday Funnies, where we're probably going to get around and look at another great book here this Sunday. I'm not sure. It'll be a pre-recorded show, but it will be up there live at 9 a.m. Chat will be open. We just won't be reading from the chat because it'll be a pre-recorded episode. I have a little convention across the state to go and attend. The weekend after that, the first weekend of August, I will be at the really cool Comic-Con over here in Flint, Michigan. If you're in the area, stop by, say hello. I'll have all sorts of Arrow comics for sale, including The Fool #1 and other books that you can find at the Arrow store, like HeroBot Zero, which I'll be happy to autograph for you. If you'd like the adventures of a 3-foot-tall giant robot fighting large monsters in his city, as long as he can do it on the clock. The Revolt will be there as well. That's a great anthology title. Calico Shard, it's a fantasy book that I wrote with artwork by C. Michael Lanning, and Paragon, which is a superhero story that I'm very proud of, with artwork by J.R. Harris, that I think if you get the chance to read, you will really, really enjoy. And The Fool there, #1, is right below here for you to look at. Other than that, we want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit that like and love button as you go out the door. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed to Luke Stone Studios, make sure you do that, because and make sure you're still subscribed, just in case YouTube decided to drop you, because weird things happen.
They happen all the time.
All the time. Afraid so. Anything else?
No, just folks. Be careful out there, I guess.
We want to remind you of the immortal words of Keanu Reeves, as he says,
comics are awesome.
And then I'll find it. I know it's here. Here we are. Nope, there we're not.
And Boomer Juice presents. Here's the thing for the Fool
Arrow
campaign.
Comics is proud to present to you the fast-paced, vigilante justice as only... what is this guy dressed as? This is the Fool. This is the Fool from Arrow Comics, with great artwork by Chris Tyson, colors by Patrick Gamma, written and created by Randy Zimmerman. This guy runs around the city using practical joke weapons to fight crime, and the cops just want to get him off the street before he hurts somebody. You need to read this book. Available in its own individual campaign or part of Arrow Bundle number 2. Arrow Bundle number 1 is also available with the Fool campaign over at fundmycomic.com. Check it out. Folks, try to leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. Try to do that. If you love comics, tell people you love comics. If you love this program, make sure you tell others. We can always use more listeners and more involvement in the chat. And do be careful, right? Let's be careful out there.
Let's be careful out there.
Let's be careful out there. Let's be careful out there. We had a 187 at the 7-Eleven on the corner of 4th and Main. Two Caucasians of the male persuasion put a bullet through the cashier's brain. Moving on, I see a 211, half a dozen 459, 2 AEWs, a GTA, and several miscellaneous crimes.